If I shut that, that'll cut down on the wind.
Fly United Airlines.
What do you think?
Unless it's bothering you, it's not.
It's not a big deal for you?
Fine.
Okay. I'm just going to do a quick scene setter and get it neutral and
That works.
good evening and welcome in to the coverage of the 44th annual West Nebraska All-Star Football game tonight from Bearcat Stadium here in Scottsbluff. Chris Cottrell, I'll be joined by Jeff Kelly here shortly tonight on the Rural Radio Network. Multiple spots for you to be watching on KNEB.TV, plus our radio broadcast tonight, simulcasting on 106.9 The Trail and 880 KRVN, plus the stream at KHYYFM.com. We'll keep our opening short. We need to hear from both these head coaches at a kickoff in less than 15 minutes. Last year was the East team rolling to a 35-6 win. The 2020 game canceled due to COVID, and in 2019, the West winning 6-0. In the all-time series, the East with a 25-17-1 lead. That tie came in the first ever game played in 1978. Not only a tie, but it was scoreless, 0-0, the final in that one. Jeff and I will deliver lineups and have the call for you tonight. Up next, we get to pregame interviews. First, it'll be the East and head coach Carly Wells. He's from Broken Bow, and then we'll close up pregame comments with West head coach Brent Bauer from Ogallala High School. Those are coming up next after this 1-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
Doubles every 2 minutes. How long?
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Okay. You gonna go together?
That's what we means.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone. Stay on the sidewalk. Watch for cars. Don't talk to strangers.
Another virus was blocked? What are you doing?
Are you listening to me? All right? Because when it comes to safety, nobody knows safety better than me. Be careful out there.
Are you doing an online quiz?
Yeah. This one's going to tell me my IQ, which I've always wanted to know, because it's a mystery.
I'm guessing it's very low because all these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything.
Oh, is that right?
How do you not know that?
How do you know that?
How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am?
Because that's a long time, 11 years, to remember stuff.
All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic.
Real Country 106.9.
All right, we're back tonight on our West Nebraska All-Star Football Game pregame show here for this evening. East and West getting ready to go from Bearcat Stadium in Scottsbluff. Chris Cottrell chatting right now with East head coach from Broken Bow High School, Carly Wells. Coach, I guess first thing we got to address is this heat out here today. A hot afternoon in western Nebraska and quick preparation this week. How do you think these guys can handle these type conditions?
I think they'll be all right. Most of our kids are going to play one side of the ball. We do have some backups, so that'll be a plus. Just a couple kids are really going to play both ways, and that's occasionally. So if we can keep them hydrated and split in time, then I think we'll be okay.
How's the week of preparation been so far, getting to know these guys and watching them interact, but also trying to make sure you guys are prepared and ready to go for this thing?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Kids, I'll tell you, this is a really great group of kids. They've really worked hard. They've really listened. Some kids are just sponges, and they ask a lot of questions, which we love. And, you know, it's just been really good, and the kids have really got along and worked well with each other.
You told me the other day, look, we're going to be double tight. We're going to pound this football, and we're going to try and run it. Who are the guys that are going to be packing the mail for you, and who you're going to really be leaning on out here tonight?
You know, up front, we got Cade Moore at tight end, and Wyatt Ryan, and Jade Stoll tackle, and Sawyer Bumgardner at a tackle. Maddox Rickardson from Gothenburg, he'll be a guard. Kiefer Anderson from Broken Bow, and then we have Levi Kerner at center. Those guys, we're going to rely on them to open some holes and really communicate and work well together. So,
look, you're here representing Broken Bow High School. Maybe talk about some of the kids you brought along with you from your school and what they've meant to your program.
You know, Sawyer Bumgardner and Kiefer on the offensive line, they played at Broken Bow for me, and they were good offensive players. They really bought into our system and what we were doing, did a great job. Also brought Austin Harvey and Cyrus Wells. They'll be playing on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, Cyrus is my son, and you know, he's a tough kid, likes to hit, so not very big. And Austin Harvey, got him, and he's a smart kid back there at corner, so they'll do a great job, and I'm just excited to coach the Broken Bow kids one more time.
What's it like being a dad and a coach at the same time, whether it's throughout the high school season, his career, and now wrapping things up with an all-star game? How fun's it been being a dad and a coach at the same time?
It's great. I mean, usually I have him on offense, but this time I'm not. We put him on defense. My plan was to put him there, but he'll help us more on defense. So it's great, and it's kind of last time I get to coach him, you know, so that's kind of bittersweet, but it'll be fun, and I'm excited to watch him.
Get you out of here on this one. Wrap it up with a quick key to the game. Look, these guys are all-stars, so at the end of the night, you know, they want to come out on top. What do you guys have to do to get that done and accomplish a victory here?
We got to establish our run game, you know, and then mix in some pass there, and then really, you know, they kind of handcuff you on defense, which is all right, but our defense has to play well, and we got to be able to tackle and slow them down. They got some speed, so I think if our defense can get some stops and get us the ball, I think that'll give us the best chance.
East head coach from Broken Bow, that's Carly Wells. Coach, appreciate the time throughout the week and the help, and have some fun, and good luck tonight.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll come back with more right after this on the Rural Radio Network.
Anyone may need rehabilitation at some point in their lives. Morrill County Community Hospital can help. Double board certified Masumi Wilroy is now here to help patients recover following an injury, illness, or disabling condition. It may include brain injury, stroke, back pain, sports injury, arthritis, or neurological disorders. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leeds Heads.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can.
Bundle and save with Allstate. In Gearing, call Allstate agent Michael Engelhop for a quote today at 308-436-2123.
Trail visiting with West head coach. He's from Ogallala High School, Brent Bauer. Coach, first and foremost, how's the week been for you and the guys, the assistants, everybody with the West?
It's been just a blessing. It's probably one of the funnest weeks I've had in the game of football in the 20-some years I've been involved with it. Great kids. Our coaches have done a great job coming together. Our players, I tell you, it's just been a blessing from start to finish.
Yeah, when we spoke at Media Day the other day, I got the sense you were taking a lot of pride in being out here and representing Ogallala High School this week, and you brought some of your own with you. So brag on them, what they've meant to your program. Who are they, and what are your expectations for them in this game?
So we have 4 guys with us. 3 are going to play in the game. Michael DeVries will be our starting center. Kyron Graves will be our starting right guard, and Cameron Bush will be our ex-receiver. And we got Jake Hildebrand here, who's not playing due to injury. These are just 4 guys that I just am super excited to get to spend one more week with. Michael has been one of the just fundamentally most sound centers I've ever been around. Kyron's a guy that at the end of our season in our banquet, the best thing you can say about Kyron is he's about as good a teammate as you can be around. And Cameron Bush is a kid that just enjoys being involved in high school athletics. And so to give those kids one more week of high school football and one more week of being an Ogallala Indian, it's been fun to watch those guys, and heartbroken that Jake Hildebrand's not going to ride with us for one last time. He got injured in a basketball all-star game, but Jake's a kid that I've truly just loved having with us as well. So they're going to represent Ogallala really, really well and do a great job, I know.
You got assistants from Perkins County, Potter Dix, and Ogallala. Do you also kind of use this as an opportunity to just kind of maybe bounce different things off other coaches and, if able, add something new to your program?
Without a doubt. But also, it's an opportunity to get to know guys. Tanner's an Ogallala grad. He graduated with Keegan, actually. And so it's been fun to kind of get around another Ogallala guy and then get to know Dale, who's done such a great job with that Potter Dix program, and kind of hearing his philosophy on running programs and treating kids and just his practice approach has been so much fun. And so also it's been great because I think when you get involved in an all-star game, there's the thought that it's about players and the relationships the players make that last a lifetime. It's kind of the same way as coaches, too. I think that we've made some great friendships and definitely have programs that we'll be rooting for when we all go home.
Hot one out here today. Might be the hottest day out here in the Scottsbluff Gearing area so far this spring and summer. So how do you handle that tonight?
You know, it's been such a great week weather-wise anyway that, cranking the heat up a little bit will be fine for us. You know, these are Western Nebraska guys, and they know how to work in the heat. The weather's been great all week, and we'll get through. We have 2 practices today. We'll go full this morning, and then we'll probably lighten it up this afternoon and kind of just polish everything up. But we don't expect weather to be much of an issue for us.
And we'll get you out of here with a quick key to the game. At the end of the night, these guys are all-stars. Everybody wants to walk off the field one final time with a W. What's it take for you guys to get that done?
Execute. I'm so impressed at how fast our guys have picked up everything. I was kind of worried that we'd be throwing too much at them when we started scripting and stuff last weekend. And man, I'll tell you, a couple days in, we kind of started throwing a little more at them than we thought we'd do. So our kids are going to have to execute defensively. One thing we've been saying is when you play in an all-star game, the defense is just kind of a reflection of the personality of your players, because we're all playing the exact same defense. We've got rules for defensively, but the attitude of your players will impact that defense. And we're really big on tribal pursuit. That's our thing at Ogallala, and that's been our thing all week. We want our kids to run to the football, and we got kids that can run to the football and create turnovers and create havoc over there. And offensively, we want to have a blast. We want our kids to have fun. We've thrown a lot of plays at them, a lot of formations at them, and a lot of different ideas and concepts. And so we said on Tuesday that we wanted our kids to fly around, have fun, and high five, and they've done that all week, and we expect it to be at its pinnacle Saturday night. So super excited for the game. Should be a fun game.
Brent Bauer from Ogallala High in charge of the West team tonight. Coach, appreciate the help throughout the week. Have some fun and good luck.
Thank you very much. And I tell you, like I told you the other day, you guys are one of the best high school coverage guys in the state. We appreciate you covering the game, and I know everybody out here appreciates what you guys do for high school athletics, so thank you.
Our pleasure. We'll come back with more right after this.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today. Who is Hydrotex?
This is John. He's not an actor or a director. Can you tell? He calls himself a steward of the land. And by the looks of the way he nurtures his little corner of the earth, it's safe to say he's the real deal. John runs with us on a John Deere 3 Series tractor because you can never underestimate the value of a little tractor time. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Wyatt Ryan from Overton. We'll see Garrett Porter lined up at a tight end spot as well. Some other offensive backs. We mentioned Bryce Schmidt. He's from Anselmo Myrna. Trey Hickman from Sandhills Thedford, and Cooper Slingsby from Ansley Litchfield. Again, that stacked Maryland I formation. Tonkinson, the North Platte grad, on the keeper. He'll have a first down after a gain of about 3 out across the 40.
And nothing fancy about what, the East is going to do. And we talked about this at the volleyball game. I asked, is the East going to keep the ball on the ground pretty exclusively? And that's what we're seeing so far.
Left defensive end is Hayden Foster for the West. He's from Perkins County. Victor Palamo from right here in the region, Mitchell High grad at D tackle. Morel Gerardo from Chase County, also a D tackle. And the right defensive end is Adam Weens from Mullen High. Linebackers have to be 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Tonkinson, another quarterback keeper, this time across the 45, just shy of midfield to the 49-yard line. That'll be a pickup. Call it 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. And I would imagine, as much as they'd like to two-platoon, we're going to have to see guys shuffling in and out along the offensive and defensive lines tonight for sure.
When the temperature's 90 degrees, that's exactly what you're going to have to see. But Tonkinson on those 3 runs, he's getting into the secondary. Tristan Height from Perkins County having to make that last tackle.
All-star football and having to defend option game is tough. This time the handoff goes to Cooper Ray, 5'9", 180. He's from Highline. That'll be a gain of about 8 yards inside the West 45 to the 44. 15-minute quarters here tonight. We're at 13:16 to play. Clock now running after they move the chains. Linebacking core for the West. Joseph Gomez from Minutair, Logan Derringer from Gordon Rushville, and from Sutherland on the outside, Hunter Cook. We'll set the secondary for you right after this play. It's Tonkinson, who passed for 627 and 6 touchdowns during the season for the Bulldogs. Again, the handoff goes to Ray. This time, not a lot doing. Short gain. Pickup of, call it 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the East.
Kyron Graves, one of those Ogallala players in there to make that tackle for the East off of that front 4. And, of course, in the all-star rules, as you said, the linebackers have to be 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. They can't stunt or do anything like that until they get inside the 10-yard line.
2 cornerbacks, Haysprings, Logan DeCoste, Dylan Christensen from Garden County. Little toss sweep. Now we've got a ball on the turf, and the West is going to come up with a fumble recovery. Pitch was behind the intended back, and on the recovery for, it's Dylan Christensen from Garden County, 5'11", 160. He comes up with the fumble recovery, and the West will have the football inside East territory, just across midfield at the 49-yard line on the pitch. Just running a little toss sweep to the left, and the pitch behind the back. And the next, there was multiple guys from the West surrounding that football, and Christensen falls on it for the fumble recovery. So a quick change of direction here, if you will. And now for the West, they will start with a 4-receiver look, and the quarterback is from Shadron, Justice Alcorn. Reverse pass, lofting it downfield. It is caught right side around the 20, inside the 15. On the catch from Ogallala is Cameron Bush, 6'3", 190. Line of scrimmage was the 49. They'll mark it at the 14-yard line, a pickup of 15. Or a pickup of 35, for the West team. Already knocking on the door inside the East 15-yard line. And we'll get the handoff. Dancing, moving left on the carry. Dawson Dunbar, a Shadron High Cardinal. He ran for over 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns this past year for Mike Lencher's crew. A state playoff team in C1. Dunbar playing in the same backfield tonight as his teammate in high school, Justice Alcorn. So Shadron High well represented. It'll be Alcorn in the gun. Dunbar to his left. Tight set trip formation to the right. Single receiver off to the left. That is Ryan Bernhardt from Chase County. The give to Dunbar. Dunbar cuts back inside. He'll cross the goal line. And opening drive touchdown. 5-yard run for Dawson Dunbar from Shadron. And with exactly 4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter, Dunbar gets the West team on the scoreboard first with the short touchdown run. They will go for two. Alcorn with Dunbar to his left. Trevor Schwartz from Scottsbluff lined up as an off-line of scrimmage tight end. On the reverse and diving across. And let's see who had his hands on that one.
Tyler
Garrett. Yeah, Tyler Garrett, the Gehring Bulldog, with the 2-point run. So Garrett takes the handoff on the jet sweep. And the West is on the board first here tonight. 11 minutes to play in the opening quarter. West in front, 8-0. We're back after this 1-minute timeout.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
Western CPAP Supply has earned an impeccable professional reputation within the Wyoming and Western Nebraska region. Helping you get a good night's sleep is our passion. Our amazing team understands sleep disorders from a personal and professional level. We use CPAPs and BiPAPs too, and sometimes it just helps to work with people who share common ground. Our accredited CPAP supply company is approved by Medicare and Medicaid and is in network with every major insurance company in the region. Western CPAP Supply. We're here to help.
Tristan Height from Perkins County boots it away, and on the return, the East carries it out across the 30-yard line, out the 33. On the return, Trey Hickman from Thedford, Sandhills Thedford. And it'll be East football. So, Jeff, the quick turnover, the East defense on their heels. The West hits them with the trick play on their first play from scrimmage, and just a couple plays later, it's 8-0 after the 2-point try.
And that's what's nice about All-Star games. You're able to do stuff like that some of these kids may not have gotten to do in their offenses at their high schools that they came from. So nice to see a little trickeration from the West.
10:54 to play. Tonkinson, the North Platte High quarterback. Again, we're going to see a lot of this option look, it appears tonight. Tonkinson takes it out to the 40. That'll be a gain of 8. Ball between the hash marks. It'll set up 2nd down and 2.
4 carries already for Caleb Tonkinson. He's been the bulk of the East offense with the exception of Ray getting the 1 carry.
Nolan Witovic of Kozad serving as the backup quarterback here tonight. Tonkinson rushed for 336 during the season. It's Tonkinson pulling it. He keeps it. Jackson Ostick of Scottsbluff can't make the tackle. Tonkinson to the 20. Slowing down and tracked down at around the 10-yard line. They'll mark him down inside the 10 at the 9. Tyrone Shanks of Scottsbluff with the tackle. A 51-yard carry for Caleb Tonkinson of North Platte. I'm telling you, man, having to defend option football in an all-star setting is no joke.
Nice job there by Tonkinson on the option and found open ground to the left side. And it wasn't for Tyrone Shanks, that would have been in the end zone.
Just under 10 minutes to play. Ball left hash mark. West leading 8-0. Tonkinson, he will keep it again. And this time he'll be brought down around the 4-yard line. Was that Logan DeCoste?
Yes,
yeah. The Hay Springs grad making the tackle from his cornerback spot. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the scoreboard says 5, but that football is inside the 5 at the 4. Stack Maryland High. They will hand it to the tailback, and a collision in the backfield, making the stop. Gordon Rushville's Logan Derringer. And that'll be a loss on the play of 3 yards. On the carry that time, Lexington's Hunter Stewart stopped cold for a 3-yard loss.
Good penetration that time by the West defense, and we saw that caused the fumble on the East last possession. They were able to get good penetration.
Stewart ran for 593 and 6 touchdowns. Highline's Cooper Ray, who we've seen also ran for just shy of 900 yards and 10 touchdowns during the high school season. Tonkinson under center. And a busted play. Tonkinson just going to tuck it and keep it himself. Host of West defenders arrive at the ball carrier, Tonkinson. One of those defenders, Kyron Graves from Ogallala, helping out on this stop. Pickup of 2 for Tonkinson, who frankly, to get 2 out of that, probably a pretty good job.
Especially on a broken play, able to have his head embodiment, able to turn that into a couple yard gain. But really the first miscue we've seen from the East on this Maryland I offense.
7:53 to go here in the opening quarter. It'll be 4th down and goal from right around the 5-yard line, and they will attempt a field goal here. On to attempt it is Bronson Long from Gothenburg. The kick is up, and a 22-yard field goal made by Bronson Long. That comes with 7:33 to play here in the opening quarter. We'll keep it right here. Bronson Long of Gothenburg connects on the 22-yard field goal, and that makes it 8-3. So we've had 3 drives, 2 scores, the West scoring off an East turnover. So really everybody's been moving the ball. If you I know you can't, but if you wipe away that turnover, the East was moving the ball in their first drive of the game.
And it was nice to see the East answer back. I'm sure they would have rather had a touchdown, but I think it's more important that they get the points on the board.
So 8-3 our score, and the West set to get the football tonight for the second time. Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly, glad to have you along on the Rural Radio Network. Bunch of different spots for you to watch. And, of course, we're on 106.9 The Trail here in town, literally in town right now. I think we've had a outage at the tower due to the heat and the air conditioning in that building. So hopefully you're able to listen to us here in town. Of course, we're on KNEB.TV, the Scottsbluff Strive channel, Allo 15, Mobius 1500, and also simulcasting our broadcast tonight radio-wise on 880 KRVN in central Nebraska. 8-3, West in front after a field goal from Bronson Long from Gothenburg. Cracks the seal on the scoreboard tonight for the East All-Stars. West won the volleyball match this afternoon just up the road at WNCC's Cougar Palace, 3-2. They won the match 3-0, winning the first 3, and then the East rallied back to tighten things up a bit. Short kickoff. It is going to be handled and then dropped by Tyler Garrett of Gehring. He'll pick it up, circle back to his right, still on his feet, and then tackled right around the 16, maybe 17-yard line. So the West will take over 1st and 10 with the football just inside the left hash mark, and they'll have it at the 17-yard line.
See if the East defense can slow down this West offense here on their second possession tonight.
Had to have their heads spinning a little bit after the turnover and then the reverse pass on the first play from scrimmage. Bush from Ogallala, the receiver, out to the left. Scout Gamble in the ball game. He'll serve as the backup quarterback, but he's the slot receiver to the left. Inside give goes to Shadron's Dawson Dunbar. Stutter steps and then tackled at the 20. Arriving defensively, helping out on the tackle, Medicine Valley's Lane Lenz, one of the first to arrive.
And I'm sure a lot of people that have played Shadron in the past few years are glad to see Dawson Dunbar graduate, but they've got a good one right behind him. And he was a freshman last year, will be a sophomore this year, Quinn Bailey.
Yeah, I've been told multiple times this week he is the absolute real deal. So they lost a big bunch of big fellas up front, so they'll have to rebuild that offensive line a little bit. Justice Alcorn, he will scramble out to his right. He likes doing that. He'll fire it. And that pass, boy, the east sideline making a signal. They say incomplete, but they're going to call it a catch. No, incompletion. No. So they wanted the big fella from Scottsbluff, Trevor Schwartz. And that ball incomplete out around the 40-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd down and 6. That first play, a 4-yard carry for Dunbar. Now the incompletion. And a stop here, you force a punt. If you're the East, you'll be feeling mighty fine about a 3-and-out. Left hash, Alcorn in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Gamble and Bush to the left. Dunbar in the backfield. Alcorn looks right. Now he moves out of the pocket to his right. He'll tuck it. Boy, spins. And in on the stop defensively, Tyler Thomas from Broken Bow. That'll be a loss of, no gain on the play. So it'll set up 4th down and 6, and the East defense able to recover after that first drive defensively, giving up the touchdown. They're going to force what looks to be a 3-and-out here, a punting situation now for the West. Snap is back. Height boots it away. Fielded by Cyrus Wells of Broken Bow right around the 40-yard line. We've got a flag down on the opposite 45. We'll wait for the signal. Our first flag we've seen thrown tonight. 5:47 to play in the first quarter. West leading 8-3. And the East set to get the football back.
Give credit on that last offensive possession for the West to the East secondary. They had the receivers covered. The West offensive line doing a great job protection for Justice Alcorn, but there's only so long you can hold your blocks.
He looked right, came back to his left, kind of danced in the pocket, and then moved out to his right. Still couldn't find anyone, and then just had to tuck it and try to get what was there, and there wasn't a lot there. In fact, no gain. Nothing was there. So East football, and back with Tonkinson in this stacked Maryland eye. We have seen a lot of option look early on. We'll see it again. Tonkinson, the quarterback, keeps it. He breaks it. He's across midfield, loose into the West secondary, tackled at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 25 for North Platte High's Caleb Tonkinson.
And 8 carries. He's at over 100 yards here in the first quarter.
That's unbelievable. North Platte will make a trip out here for a Week 2 game this fall to take on Scottsbluff. That'll be a big one, Class A. Of course, they lost Todd Rice, their former head coach. Scottsbluff figures to be one of the top couple of teams in Class B statewide. 1st and 10 for the East. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play. Stacked eye. Tonkinson will give it to the first back through. And on the carry that time,
Weatherly.
That's Jacob Weatherly from Cozad, and that'll be a gain of 3. Weatherly had 320 yards rushing this past season, 4 touchdowns, 17 career rushing scores. Wind was at about 15 out of the southeast at kickoff, and the game time temperature was 90 degrees here. Again, Weatherly from Cozad stopped dead in his tracks after he took that give. Boy, he rode that mesh point, left it in his belly quite a while before getting his hands out of there, the quarterback did. That'll be 3rd down and long, 3rd and 7. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Ball between the hash marks for the East. Line of scrimmage is the 26-yard line of the West. It's Watovic now at quarterback. Nolan Watovic from Cozad. He'll drop to throw. He'll scramble out to his left. He'll tuck it. And a couple of defenders arrive, and it looks like he's going to be just a bit short. Needed 7. He got 6. So 4th down and very short. They say 4th and inches over the loudspeaker. And with 3.5 to play, the East appears to be in go-for-it mode here, and why not? 4th down and short, just outside the West 20-yard line. Watovic, the quarterback. Weatherly, the first back in that Maryland eye. Then Cooper Ray and Hunter Stewart. It's Weatherly, the first back through, and he'll pick up the yardage needed and then an extra couple, pick up a 3. And with 3:12 to play, that carry will move the chains. And the East is in business now. 1st and 10, ball inside the left hash mark. They've got it at the West 17-yard line. Double tight end set. So all 11 offensive players basically inside the box there, if you will, from tight end in and 3 backs behind the quarterback. Witovic from Kozad turns and hands it to Cooper Ray from Highline. 5'9", 180, well put together. Pickup of 2 for Ray. And with 2.5 to play here in the first quarter, West in front 8-3. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the East squad.
Once again, good penetration by the West defense.
Second and 8. We come up on 2 minutes to play. Witovic goes to that same triple option look. The dive back takes it. Well, pilot, but I think that's Weatherly once again on the carry. Pickup of 4 to set up 3rd down and 4. Hayden Foster at left defensive end. Also in along that defensive line right now, Ashton Meyer from Perkins County. Trevor Schwartz is lined up at right DN. Tonkinson back in at quarterback from North Platte. 3rd down, Tonkinson on the option keeper. He's got enough for the 1st down inside the 10, tackled at the 6. That'll be a gain of 7 for Caleb Tonkinson, and as Jeff said a few minutes back, he's already over 100 yards rushing here in the first quarter.
And I'm sure they just took him out, put Witovic in on this hot night, just trying to give him a little bit of a breather, and really there wasn't a lot of fall off when the backup quarterback came in.
Clock running, minute and 18 seconds to play. A little confusion as they break the huddle. They huddle back up, now they break and they'll come to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight end set. Stacked eye, Maryland eye formation behind Tonkinson under center. Ball between the hash marks. And now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken by the East squad. Carly Wells walking onto the field from the far sideline. East timeout. 1:02 to play here in the opening quarter. Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly with you on the Rural Radio Network tonight. Plenty of spots for the TV broadcast. Radio on the trail here in our area and 880 KRVN elsewhere. Outside of the bad pitch and the fumble, the East has been moving the football with relative ease here on the ground only.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've done, I think, exactly what they wanted to do with this offense with the Maryland eye. We did see Witovic kind of sprint out to the end, maybe looking to throw on one of the plays that he was in there, but almost exclusively it's been on the ground for the East here, and this is the 8th play of this drive.
The East got the football to start the game, turned it over near midfield on a bad pitch on a toss sweep. West came up with the fumble recovery and the turnover, and a few plays later, Dawson Dunbar, a 5-yard touchdown run from Shadron. Gering's Tyler Garrett, a jet sweep handoff. He took it across the goal line for the 2-point conversion, and it was 8-0. The East then got on the board with a Bronson Long field goal. He's from Gothenburg. And with 62 seconds to play here in the first quarter, the East on the doorstep here. They've got it 1st and goal at the West 6-yard line. Tonkinson at quarterback. The give to the dive back and a couple. They'll mark him down at the 3. The give went to Cooper Ray of Highline. No, check that. Weatherly once again on the carry. So a gain of 3. Weatherly from Kozad. He's seeing a heavy dose here on this drive. And this first quarter clock now at 35 seconds and running. Tonkinson, and now we got movement At that left tackle spot going early was Jade Stoll of Cozad. Jumping the gun a little bit, and that'll cost the East 5 and move them back outside the 5-yard line. So that'll set up 2nd and goal now, from the 8 with 26 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Chris Cottrell alongside Jeff Kelly, Rural Radio Network coverage for the West Nebraska All-Star football game here at Bearcat Stadium in Scottsbluff. No change to the formation. Stack Maryland I, double tight set. Tonkinson of North Platte under center. And he will keep it. And we've got a turnover. Somebody reached in and just stole the football. The West is going to come up with a turnover. Jackson Ostick, number 4. On the takeaway, Hayden Foster of Perkins County just reached in and ripped the ball away from Caleb Tonkinson. And the West is going to have it as they force the turnover inside the 5-yard line. Horn sounds at the end of 1. The West comes up with a big stop and turnover. They'll have the ball back. We'll come back with the second quarter right after this 1-minute timeout.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Heck of an individual play there by Perkins County. Hayden Foster, 6'1", 195. Defenders were bringing Tonkinson down around the knee-ankle area, and Foster just reached in and stole the football from him as he was about to fall forward to around the 2, maybe 1 yard line. They were going to stop him shy of the goal line, but instead they come up with the turnover. Foster makes the play, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for the West at their own 3-yard line. Alcorn in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll roll to his right in his own end zone. Alcorn, nice tackle coming up. Cyrus Wells, I believe, from his secondary spot, the Broken Bow grad. He's going to wrestle at Chadron State. His dad, Carly Wells, the head coach for the East tonight, told me. It was a funny story, Jeff. He said, I thought he was going to go to Iowa Western, and his brother and him decided to take a quick recruiting trip, just the two of them up to Chadron. Dad wasn't even with them. They got done. He called him and said, I'm going to Chadron. I already told the coach. So he's like, okay. So Brett Hunter gets Cyrus Wells up at Chadron State in the wrestling program. Give to Dawson Dunbar. Dunbar made one defender miss. He's out across the 10, near the 15. That opening carry netted 4, and we do have a flag down. So it was Alcorn picking up 4 on the first down carry. Now we've got a flag. If this one would stand, it would be a gain of about 7 for Dunbar, but it looks like it's going to be backing the West team up here. Early stages of the second quarter with 14-11 to play in the first half. So a holding call against the West. And after the mark-off, looks like it'll be right back at the line of scrimmage from the play previous. And we'll have a timeout taken by the West. Well, we've seen 2 turnovers already by the East. They've been moving the ball, frankly, at will, but they fumbled on their first drive, Jeff, out near midfield on a toss sweep pitch. And then Tonkinson stripped by Foster, the great individual effort, as the East team was about to be finding pay dirt and take the lead.
Yeah, great defensive play, and as we said, 2 turnovers by the East, and this offense, should the East get farther behind, it's probably not the type of offense you're going to be able to score real quick, but it's the type of things in these all-star games, those turnovers, just like in any football game, will kill you, and when you're playing with people that you're not familiar with, sometimes that becomes a problem. But just a heads-up play by Foster to just take that ball away from the ball carrier and get a second turnover.
Yeah, and for the East, and you touched on it, I think we've only seen one called pass play with Witovic in the game, and he tucked it and ran the football even on that play. So out of the timeout, Brent Bauer jogging back. The head coach from Ogallala, in charge of the West tonight, jogs back to the near sideline. In the gun, Alcorn gives it to Dunbar. Shoulder pads forward, and another flag flies. You would assume in the area of holding. That's the call. So 2 holding penalties on the West team on this drive, and they've had 1 first down negated by a holding call, and now they'll back them up again to around the 5-yard line, where it'll be second down all over again, about 2nd and 8 now. Still less than a minute gone by here in the second quarter. Receiver splits out to the right. 3 receivers to the left, including Gering's Tyler Garrett and Scottsbluff's Trevor Schwartz. Schwartz in the slot left. And now Alcorn drops the football. We're going to have a safety. Arriving defensively for the West team, for the East team, Kiefer Anderson, 6'2", 230 from Broken Bow, records the safety with 13:58 to play in the first half. Kiefer Anderson with the quarterback sack. It goes for a safety for the East. And we've got an injured West player being tended to down around the 15-yard line.
Ashton Myers out of Perkins County, the player that's down.
So if you had 8-5 on your West Nebraska All-Star bingo card, you are in luck here at this point. 13:58 to play here in the first half. Ashton Myers still down. And the West will have to kick it away to the East here after the East records the safety. Kiefer Anderson from Broken Bow, 6'2", 230. So nice Broken Bow flavor on that drive. Cyrus Wells came up and made a big stick on Justice Alcorn, and now Anderson gets credit for the safety, tackling Justice Alcorn in the end zone.
You were talking about the Wells kid and how tough he is. He's only 5'6", and he takes on 6'5" Justice Alcorn in a solo tackle, and that shows how tough he is.
Kiefer Anderson walking very gingerly. It looks like that left knee giving him some or that left leg somewhere, lower extremity left side with an issue, and
he's got that big knee brace on that right leg too, and that looks like the one he's kind of favoring walking off the field.
Boy, and you lose a guy or two already with a short roster, with just the size of the rosters for this all-star game, and your depth can take a hit in a hurry. So the West will tee this up with Tristan Height of Perkins County putting it on the tee at the 20-yard line. Couple of guys back deep. Trey Hickman of Thetford and Bryce Schmidt of Anselmo Myrna. The 2 men deep. They will the wind at their back, so kicking into it. See how far this ball can go. Having to come up the field to make the catch. Hickman at around the 30. He'll bring it out to near midfield. Looks like he'll cross the 50, and the East will have it in West territory at around the 49-yard line. 13:52 to play here in the first half. West scored off an East turnover early, 4 minutes in. The West has scored the last 5, a Bronson Long field goal and a Kiefer Anderson safety. And that's where we're at, 8-5 right now, with 13:52 in the second quarter to go.
Good field position right here for the East.
Surely they're going to pull the ball and find a tight end streaking down the field at some point. We have not seen it yet. Double tight set, stacked, triple I formation. The give goes to Cooper Slingsby of Ansley Litchfield, 5'11", 185, and he'll pick up 5 yards on first down. It'll set up 2nd and 5. Ball inside between the hash marks here at the West 44-yard line. A gain of 5 for Slingsby.
His first carry tonight.
Tonkinson surveys the defense. The give again to Slingsby. Slingsby looks like he'll have enough for the first down. Hayden Foster in on the tackle for the West team. And that'll be enough for a first down. Needed 5, got 6. That'll move the chains. 1st and 10 for the East All-Stars inside the West 40, line of scrimmage at the 38. Ball just inside the right hash mark. 13:04 to play here in the first half. 8-5 West leading East football. They've scored the last 5 points. Option play, keeping it Tonkinson. Jackson Ostick trying to string it out. Tonkinson eventually pushed out of bounds by Logan Derringer from Gordon Rushville. And that'll be a 9-yard gain on first down. Tonkinson just shredding this West defense, Jeff.
129 yards just on the ground. Has not attempted a pass here to this point in the game.
Garrett Porter from Anselmo Myrna, tight end, checks out. He goes to the sideline. They'll line up with Cade Moore and Wyatt Ryan at the tight end spots. They'll stay in that stacked I formation. Tonkinson under center. The snap. It's Tonkinson pulling, keeping, on his feet inside the 15, down around the 10. They'll mark him at the 11, a gain of 19 more for Caleb Tonkinson, who is on pace to post an insane number as far as the rushing yards tonight. So they could still pick up another first down around the 1-yard line. East in control right now, moving it with ease. 1st and 10 from the West 11, stacked I. And the handoff goes to Cooper Ray of Highline, the 5'9", 180-pound halfback, scampers in, nearly untouched for an 11-yard touchdown run with 12:25 to play here in the first half. Cooper Ray scores it on the 11-yard carry. It is 11-8 East. And they will line up to go for 2. Ball spotted, and 7 across that offensive line with the double tight set. It's Tonkinson, and he will be held out of the end zone. Making the stop defensively for the West team is Hunter Cook from Sutherland. So with 12:25 to play in the first half, the East team goes in front, 11-8. We're back after this 1-minute timeout.
Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge. What is Hydrozen? It's total body relaxation. It's total body recharge. It's floating weightless on water. Floating your aches, pains, stresses, and worries away. Hydrozen is a revolutionary new therapy using Epsom salt saturated water as a way to relax and rejuvenate your body. And it's now available in Scottsbluff. It is for most ages and has many benefits to the mind and body. Visit hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features. Colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens. Brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
Radio Network, TV, radio on the trail, and 880 KRVN, 12:25 to go in the first half. The East has scored 8 straight points, a safety. Well, check that. They've scored 11 straight points, a field goal, a safety, and a touchdown with a failed 2-point conversion. And they will stop the West kick return inside the 20-yard line. And the East, Jeff, with all the momentum right now, despite the game's only 2 turnovers.
Exactly, and they, as we said, really not an offense to try and come back if you're behind, and they haven't had to face that yet. As you said, they've scored 11 unanswered points here on the West.
When I got this depth chart from West head coach Brent Bauer yesterday, I noticed the 2 halfbacks. One of them was Tyrone Shanks from Scottsbluff. Tyrone ran the ball 5 times this year for the Bearcats, and getting some all-star carries here tonight. No gain as Shanks takes that one. So it'll be 2nd down and long. Line of scrimmage at the, well, give him 1. It'll be 2nd and 9, gain of 1 to the 17-yard line. Trips tight set to the left. Bush, the single receiver out here to the right. Shanks in the backfield. Alcorn on the design. Quarterback keeper off the fake handoff, and he dives forward to the 29-yard line for a gain of 13. Coming up from the secondary to make the stop, I believe that was Logan Havlicek of McCook. In on the tackle for the East team, the only Bison player to make the trip out here. We've got someone cramping down along the near sideline for the West squad. Don't see the number, but they're working on him on the track at around the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the West. 2 receivers, both sides. The give to Dunbar. He runs up underneath, makes one man miss. Nice carry for Dawson Dunbar out across the 40. They'll mark him down at the 44, a pickup of 15, and now it's the West moving the football.
And really, Dawson Dunbar about 1 tackle away from taking that one all the way to the end zone.
C1 had to be just loaded this past year. When you look at Shadron, a first-round playoff exit, and some of the talent that they've just got here tonight. Bush comes in to kind of tighten that formation up with trips off to the left, single receiver to the right. Dunbar in the backfield with his high school teammate Alcorn. Play action. Alcorn under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. No, he got rid of it. It was a lateral. Dawson Dunbar picks it up, and he'll take it out to the 50. I see no flag. I see no mark for a sack. So that'll wind up a carry for Dawson Dunbar. A gain of 6. Wow.
Looked like the ball hit the ground before it got to him.
Had to have been ruled a backward pass. And that play is going to hold. So 2nd down, right near midfield. The give to Dunbar. Dunbar has multiple defenders hanging on. One of those, Kiefer Anderson of Broken Bow. Dawson Dunbar, though, is going to have enough to move the chains. He'll take it to the East 45-yard line, a gain of 5. Needed that number, and he got it. And with 10:02 to play, they will wind the clock. We go under 10 minutes here in the first half, and the West inside the East territory right now. 1st and 10 at the East 45-yard line. Alcorn in the gun. Trips tight set to the right, single receiver left. Dunbar to the left of Alcorn. The give to the Shadron High Cardinal. Dunbar runs right, cuts back at around the hash mark, and Eventually tackled on the play by Trace Anderson of Holdridge, a Jake McLean product out west here this evening. Coach, if you're listening or watching, hope all's well, and glad you're able to get one of your kids out this direction. 9 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the first half. On the 10-yard carry for Dawson Dunbar. It'll set up second, well, give him 9, I guess. Second down and 1, they call it. Just shy of the mark needed. Trips left. They've spread that trips look out. Inside give to Dunbar, and Dunbar tackled on the play by Tyler Thomas of Broken Bow. And that'll be a gain of 5 for Dunbar. He's running hard here tonight.
Doing a good job, and of course, getting a handoff from somebody he's very familiar with. And as we said, he's been about one tackle away from breaking a long one here.
During the season for head coach Mike Letcher, Chandron, 1,167 yards and 18 touchdowns on the ground. He's to the left of Alcorn, who's in the gun. Ball right hash, 8:23 to play. The pass caught by Trevor Schwartz of Scottsbluff. So the Bearcat playing at Bearcat Stadium one final time. Makes the catch for a gain of 8 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 2.
First pass completion by Alcorn.
So first pass completion by a quarterback from either side here tonight. Bush completed one on the first snap of the game for the West team on an end-around reverse pass. Trips, they've widened it. Watch for Dunbar underneath. No. Little bubble screen. Tyler Garrett of Gearing. He will throw it. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Tyler Garrett, a touchdown pass on the catch. Thomas Muldoon of Potter Dix. Gearing to Potter Dix. And did you catch the distance on that one?
23 yards.
23 yards. It happens here in the second quarter with 7:37 to play. Tyler Garrett to Thomas Muldoon. Muldoon played in the Panhandle Prep basketball game out here a few weekends back. 23 yards on the double pass. Snapped Alcorn. Play action fake. He'll move to his left while looking right. Alcorn will just loft it into the end zone, in and out of the hands of Trevor Schwartz. Should have been a two-point conversion. Schwartz couldn't hang on. And with 7:37 to play here in the first half, the West goes back in front 14-11. We're back after this 1-minute timeout.
My name is Angela and I'm with Langer Industrial Services. There's a huge technology part in metal, just with all the programs we use, running the scale and paying people all the software. He does 24/7 ransomware monitoring, making sure the programs run smoothly, making sure everything's running properly. So it's nice to have Jeremy there to call when things go wrong. He's always there right away. He's, within 30 minutes he shows up.
ERH Technology Solutions, we make technology work for you.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
Fourteen to 11 as the West team goes back in front. The Gering High Bulldog Tyler Garrett connects with Thomas Muldoon. And Jeff, for Tyler Garrett, it's got to feel good to get out here and make some plays.
Yeah, definitely. And first time I think I've seen him throw the ball in his career. He's mostly exclusively in the backfield in the Gering offense.
14-11, 7:37 to play here in the half, 15-minute quarters. West has it teed up. Kick will come down to Trey Hickman. He'll field it at the 15, running middle of the field. Upended by Logan Derringer of Gordon Rushville. Derringer's been all over the place tonight defensively, and this time on special teams. And is that a neck roll I see him wearing? And then a little gritty. on the dance, heading into the defensive huddle. Logan Derringer feeling himself a little bit right there.
Let's double check that. It is. It is.
A rare neck roll here in the...
It's hidden under the jersey, but you can still kind of see it.
That is an old school piece of equipment right there. Maryland I, stacked triple I formation. The North Platte quarterback, Tonkinson. Ball on the turf. Tonkinson falls on it for no gain at the 30. We've seen 2 East turnovers. Their first drive of the night, bad pitch, recovered by the West. They'd score off that turnover. Then Tonkinson stripped by Hayden Foster of Perkins County when the East was just about to march in and score inside the 5-yard line. It's now 14-11 West after the Garrett double pass connection with Potter Dix's Thomas Muldoon. Dale Frericks here, an assistant from Potter Dix, or the head coach for Potter Dix, assistant coach on the West sideline this week. 2nd and 10. It's Tonkinson on the quarterback keeper on the option look, and they're stringing him out a little bit this time. Foster was there. Derringer was there, and also defensively you had Logan DeCoste from Hay Springs. Gain of 5, 3rd down and 5 coming up now for the East. 6 minutes and 26 seconds to play. Big opportunity here for the West, Jeff, and you've talked about it. They get the ball back. If they would score and make it a 2-score game, this rushing-centric team here for the East might have to get out of their shell a little bit. Little cross-buck action. And on the give straight ahead, it goes to Cooper Ray of Highline, and he darts out to the 47-yard line, and that'll pick up a 1st down for the East. Five minutes, 53 seconds to play. 1st and 10 for the East, shy of midfield at their own 47-yard line. Tonkinson gives to the first back through on the carry, Cooper Slingsby of Ansley Litchfield. In on the tackle, you had Tyrone Shanks, and also defensively, Kyron Graves of Ogallala. Get a couple substitutions here, some guys in and out for the West defense. Again, 90 degrees at kickoff earlier tonight. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to play. Wind's been blowing at about a 15-mile-per-hour clip all evening long. This time they're going to get to Tonkinson in the backfield.
Once again, good penetration. Cook in there, along with Cody Hall out of Shadron. And it's really been the only thing that's kind of stopped this East offense on Tonkinson. And we've seen that when they fumbled it, there was good penetration, and great penetration when the West stripped the ball away. So the East, with the exception of that, has really pretty much done what they wanted to do with regards to the running game.
Trevor Schwartz comes in from Scottsbluff, replacing Morrells and Pittman. 3rd down and 5 now for the East, just across midfield. Ball between the hash marks, 4.5 to play. Tonkinson falls forward, going to be right near the 1st down marker. With the official from the far side, it looks like he's going to be just shy, and they'll mark him shy. It'll be 4th and, maybe about a length of a football and a half here. So a gain of 4 for Caleb Tonkinson.
Tonkinson with 13 carries in the ball game tonight, well over 150 yards.
4th and short. West going to want some of that D-line penetration. They get it. Trevor Schwartz. Oh, and I think we're going to have a face mask. Helmet comes off. Schwartz single-handedly made the stop and the tackle. Stop the ball carrier dead in his tracks. But it's going to be a face mask, personal foul. And they'll mark 15 yards off, and Boy, all the players, both sides can agree on one thing right now. They want those clouds to stick right where they're at.
Yeah, that's cloud cover's kind of taking the sun away here right now. I didn't see the face mask get grabbed. I saw the helmet come off. I saw Trevor come in there and grab him by the jersey. But
you wonder if someone coming in to assist after Trevor made the play himself. Trevor Schwartz from Scottsbluff making a big stop here on his home field. So after the penalty, the East has it at the West 28-yard line. Tonkinson, the quarterback keeper, on the option look. Design QB keep. Just fake to the first back through, and then he ducks in under that offensive line around the guard spot. And Tonkinson picks up 6 yards. That'll set up 2nd down and 4. Coming in along the defensive line as a replacement right now is Shadron's Cody Hall. East comes to the line of scrimmage. It's been a Tonkinson show tonight. The North Platte quarterback piling up the rushing yards. They have yet to attempt a pass. Pitch play to Lexington's Hunter Stewart. He's dragged down by Gordon Rushville's Logan Derringer near the far sideline. It was 2nd and 4. We'll see where they mark it. It'll be 3rd down, a gain of 3 for Lexington's Hunter Stewart, who rushed for 593 and 6 touchdowns during the regular season.
I think that's probably the first pitch play that we've seen from these. Most of it's been a direct handoff or riding the back and then Tonkinson taking it himself. I think it's the first time he's actually turned and pitched it to someone.
Other than the fumble.
Yeah, exactly.
So 3rd and short. First man through, it goes to Jacob Weatherly of Cozad, and he'll have an East first down, shy of the 15. They'll mark it at the 16-yard line. A gain of 3, and with 2:02 to play here in the first half, a fresh set of downs for the East All-Stars. They lead it 14-11 with halftime approaching. The West leading 14-11 with halftime approaching. The East has scored 3 times, field goal, safety, and a sixer with a failed 2-point conversion. 1st and 10, Tonkinson. Kept it, and he was dropped on the play by Victor Palamo of Mitchell. 5'10", 230, and the Mitchell Tiger busts through and gets a tackle for loss. Loss of 1 on the play, a rare loss of yardage for Tonkinson so far tonight.
Takes Tonkinson to 160 yards.
160 rushing here in the first half. Clock now at 65 seconds to go here in this first half. 2nd down, and they're behind the chains. 2nd and 11, a little crossbuck action. And the East swallows that one up. Gain of 1 back to the original line of scrimmage. Cooper Ray of Highline picks up 1.
Good penetration that time by Mitchell's Victor Palamo to bring down the ball carrier.
Timeout on the field. We'll step away with 53 seconds to play here in the first half. West in front. We're back after this 1-minute timeout.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and, in fact, a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance, and in retrospect, a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Rural Radio Network coverage for the West Nebraska All-Star football game tonight here at Bearcat Stadium in Scottsbluff, 14-11. It's the West with a 3-point lead late here in the half, 53 seconds to play. East driving, although the West has made a couple of nice plays here against the run game. The East yet to throw a pass, and now we're going to get the left guard absolutely moving early. Kiefer Anderson of Broken Bow had a safety earlier for the East defense, and this time, I mean, that was way early.
He wasn't a little bit early. He was a couple of days early there.
So after the 5-yard penalty, it is 3rd down and 16. Will the East throw it now? It's Tonkinson stepping to his left, and he'll carry it to around the 15-yard line. Dylan Christensen of Garden County, first to arrive in on the tackle, and another timeout taken by the East. It'll be 4th down and 9. We'll keep it right here with 43 seconds to play.
And you look at Caleb Tonkinson, 6'1", 165 out of North Platte, but tough run right there. He had 3 people trying to bring him down, and he was still able to pick up 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, these guys are going to love the second half of weather.
Yeah.
No doubt. Get that sun down.
Especially the people on the east side of the stands, on the east side.
Hey, they are better. They're better people than we are. We were talking earlier, no thanks sitting over on that side, but you're here representing the East, so they are representing the East, sit behind that sideline. So hat tip to those folks, but it had to be a blazer over there. They will attempt a field goal coming out of the timeout. Bronson Long has nailed a 22-yarder. He's from Gothenburg. This one will be a 32-yard attempt. Bronson Long on to attempt a field goal to try and tie this game up. Took a long time to get the signal. They say no good. Wide left. We've got an East coach out pleading with that official on the far side. He will get an explanation right now, but a missed field goal from 32 yards from Gothenburg's Bronson Long. Boy, I couldn't tell, but it had to be real close with as long as they waited.
The uprights here at the Bearcat Stadium, they don't go up that high like I'm sure you're used to seeing in like college professional football. They don't go up that high, so you don't know if they'd have been maybe a couple feet higher if it had just crawled inside, but it looked like it maybe just went right over the top and kind of took a little draw like my golf shot should do. That it doesn't, but it just, and then like you said, there was a little bit of hesitation by both the officials who stand right under the goalpost, and both of them, one looked at the other before they made the call.
So the West will take over at their own 30-yard line. Justice Alcorn of Chadron going to air it out. He's got Gering's Tyler Garrett downfield at around the 20. That'll be a pickup of 49 yards. Garrett on the catch, the Gering Bulldog with a big snag deep downfield. Pretty pass that time from Justice Alcorn. Tyler Garrett has scored on a 2-point conversion. He's thrown a touchdown, and now the deep ball on the receiving end from Justice Alcorn, and with 34 seconds to go here in the first half, it's the West calling a timeout. They want some points here.
Tyler Garrett flashing that speed that he has. He had 2 or 3 steps on the defender that time, and had he not had to slow up a little bit to make that catch, that would have been a 70-yard touchdown pass.
Tyler Garrett from Gering going to Chadron State. And with their offensive sets and the amount of receivers they use, hoping to get into that wide receiver room, and if not early over the course of time, wiggle his way into some opportunities to do exactly what he did right there. Garrett with the big catch, Alcorn on the completion. Two receivers left, two to the right. Schwartz, the tight end, on a little crosser, and boy, little slant route in and out of the hands that time of Ogallala's Michael Bush. Cyrus Wells in coverage. Yep, I mean, that pass was right where you want it. Or as my dad used to say in the backyard when I drop him growing up, sorry I hit you in the worst place possible, right in the hands.
Just took his eye off the ball for a little bit, starting to turn upfield a little bit too early. He didn't have it when he went to turn upfield.
Now, I think he said that to my brother more than me.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Trips, tight set to the left. They'll hand it off to Dawson Dunbar. Dunbar to the second level, and then he's tackled with 25 seconds on the first half clock, and the West will take a timeout. Clock down to 21 seconds, so a gain of 6 on the carry for Dawson Dunbar. And that'll set up 3rd down and 4.
The last time the West had the ball on that Garrett to Muldoon pass, that capped an 88-yard, 84-yard drive by the West. And until the missed field goal on the last possession by the East, they had taken 12 plays and came up empty.
14-11, 21 seconds to go here in the half. Hot day in western Nebraska. We were at 90 degrees at kickoff. I don't know what we got the high to. At one point it was 92 degrees. West won the All-Star Volleyball match today at Cougar Palace at WNCC 3-2. They swept it 3-0, and then the East, they play 5 regardless, and the East came back to win the 4th and 5th sets. Snap back to Alcorn, the Shadron quarterback. He retreats, lofts it in the air, pass, incomplete, trapping it a yard or two in the end zone. Intended receiver that time was Bernhardt. Ryan Bernhardt from Chase County, 5'11", 180, and we've got a man down for the West.
There was big pressure on Justice Alcorn that time by the East defenders. Kiefer Anderson, one of the first men to get there.
I can't see who is down.
And you know, you would be able to tell who some of these players are by their helmets.
Yeah.
But when they come in with their own helmet, with their own sticker, and then they get stickers from all the rest of the players on their team, so you're not real sure which school they're from.
Man down for the West at around the 17-yard line. It'll be a 4th and 6 situation for the West at the East 20-yard line with 14 seconds to go here in the first half, and the West in front 14-11.
James Buck out there, both trainers out there, Donna Stewart.
The East defensive unit kind of walking back to their positions defensively on the field. Kyron Graves of Ogallala walking off under his own power, so that's a great sign.
But as you said, we saw an East player down earlier, and maybe it was a West player that was down that came off. So, as you said, these rosters are a little thin right now.
So whistle blows, and the West is on the line of scrimmage. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Alcorn, the quarterback, connects with Trevor Schwartz on the reception for a gain of 7 yards. They'll spot the football, wind the clock running, 8 seconds, 7, and Alcorn will spike it, and looks like we'll get a West field goal attempt here with 6 seconds to play in the first half. West leading 14-11. No, Alcorn just visiting with Brent Bauer, the head coach. So they'll run another play, it appears now. Alcorn back into the huddle, quickly delivers the play call to his teammates. Bush, 6'3" here to the far near sideline. We could see a jump ball that direction. Snapped Alcorn. Instead, he'll fire, pass, broken up. Defensively getting a hand on it, or at least with tight coverage. Broken Bow's Austin Harvey, 6'1", 170 from Broken Bow. Harvey on the coverage as the horn sounds on an incompletion in the end zone in the first half. At halftime of this year's West Nebraska All-Star football game in Scottsbluff at Bearcat Stadium, we've got the West in front of the East right now, leading 14-11. We're back right after this 2-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network. Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
Hey, I've been hanging out here a long time outside of Panhandle Auto Group, and boy, do they have a great selection of vehicles.
And their sales team is great to work with, and you can also get your vehicle serviced and detailed too.
Welcome to Panhandle Auto. This is Sam Serta, General Sales Manager. It's been our pleasure to serve you for the past 2 years. At Panhandle Auto, we have a seat for everybody. Whether you need a vehicle for yourself, a son, or daughter, our team will go above and beyond to satisfy your needs and even your dreams. So again, thank you from Sam Serta, General Sales Manager at Panhandle Auto, for allowing us to earn your business. At Panhandle Auto,
it's time for something different.
West Nebraska All-Star football coverage tonight on the Rural Radio Network here in town, 106.9 The Trail in central Nebraska and other parts of the state, of course, 880 KRVN. We've got KDB.TV coverage on Allo Channel 15 and Mobius Channel 1500 here in our region, and online for anyone on the Scottsbluff High School Strive channel. Chris Cottrell with Jeff Kelly. 14-11 right now, with the West leading this one by 3. And an interesting way to get to that score. I'll give you the scoring recap right now. After a first drive of the game turnover and East fumble, the West got the ball and threw a reverse pass on their first play from scrimmage. They'd eventually cap that opening drive off at the 11-minute mark with a Dawson Dunbar. He's from Shadron. Dunbar, a 5-yard touchdown run, and Tyler Garrett from right here in town from Gearing would take the handoff on the jet sweep action and score the 2-point conversion. A 49-yard scoring drive capped off by the Dunbar score and Garrett 2-point run. 8-0 the score, West in front. Then at the 7:33 mark, Bronson Long able to get the East on the board with a 22-yard field goal to make it 8-3 with the West leading. Early stages of the second quarter. 13:58 to go in the first half. So you got the East turned it over, about to score on a great play by Hayden Foster, who just stripped Caleb Tonkinson, the quarterback from North Platte for the East, as he was falling forward to around the 1 or 2 yard line. The West would take over backed up well inside their 5. And that drive would end with a safety for the East team as Kiefer Anderson was able to tackle Justice Alcorn in the end zone. So that made it 8-5. After the free kick, the East would get the ball back, and Cooper Ray would cap off a scoring drive. Cooper Ray from Highline, and he would score on an 11-yard run, nearly untouched, straight up the middle. They'd missed the 2-point conversion play on a carry, and it was 11-8, 11 unanswered points at that point for the East side. And then with 7:37 to play, the West and head coach Brent Bauer digs into his bag of tricks, and he comes up with a double pass as Alcorn flipped it out to Tyler Garrett from Gehring in the slot, and then he threw it into the end zone to a wide-open Potter Dix receiver, Thomas Muldoon. A 23-yard touchdown pass from Garrett to Muldoon. The 2-point try failed, and it was 14-11. It'd stay that way. Really right now, Jeff, and we'll get into some of these numbers here before we get to the second half, but it's been Tonkinson running the ball and Tyler Garrett for the West team with a great showing, a 2-point run, the touchdown pass, and then he had a long 49-yard catch that, as you said, if the ball hadn't have been underthrown, would have gone for about a 70-yard touchdown. So those two standing out as some early offensive MVP possibilities for tonight. That's a look at your scoring recap. It's 14-11. I'll turn it over to Jeff for a look at the halftime numbers when we come back after this 2-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then, your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Chris Cottrell back with Jeff Kelly tonight on the Rural Radio Network. We gave you the scoring recap moments ago. Right now, I'll turn it over to Jeff, who's done a great job keeping up with our halftime. I mean it. It's tough here during these all-star activities. Let's take a look at some of our unofficial halftime numbers. Jeff, take it away.
They are unofficial. First off, Caleb Tonkinson for North Platte. Looking at the East statistics in the passing category, 0 for 0. Has not attempted a pass in the first half of this contest, but on the ground for Caleb Tonkinson tonight, 16 carries, 166 yards for Caleb Tonkinson. Right behind him is Cooper Ray. Cooper Ray with 7 carries, 39 yards. Stewart from Lexington, Hunter Stewart with 2 carries for 3 yards. Shane Weatherly with 4 carries for 7 yards here at halftime, and Slingsby with 4 carries for 20 yards. And Witovic, the backup quarterback for the East, he had 1 carry with 6 yards. No receiving yards for any of the receivers for the East. Looking at the West statistics, and leading the way on the ground for the West here at halftime is Shadron's Dawson Dunbar. Dunbar 10 carries, 69 yards to lead the West in rushing. Justice Alcorn 64 yards through the air this evening, I should say. To this point, Cameron Bush with a catch for 5 yards. Tyler Garrett with the big pass play for the West as he hauls in one pass for 49 yards. And Trevor Schwartz with a couple of catches here in the first half. He's got 15 yards. And Justice Alcorn, his rushing totals here at halftime, he's got 3 carries for 16 yards. Tyler Garrett 1 carry for 2 yards here at halftime in the very unofficial numbers.
And 1 completion for Garrett.
That's right.
For 23 yards on the touchdown pass on that double pass to Thomas Muldoon. So some offensive numbers being stacked up. And from year to year, you never know what kind of game you're going to get in these all-star contests. A couple years ago, 6-0. Last year, the East scored 30-plus, held the West to 6. Right now, we're sitting at 14-11. And with the sun going down, and you mentioned to me during that last break, 85 degrees. I mean, still warm, but not mid-90s like we had during the afternoon here today. I got to imagine the energy level is going to be pretty high for these guys coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, they'll get a good break here at halftime, get rehydrated. I'm sure that Donna Stewart and forgot the other
James Buck.
James Buck just went right on. I'm sure they've been in both these locker rooms just urging these guys to take in as much fluid as they can here at halftime. But you look at this first half, you kind of, to me, it looked like a little bit like the West was going to take this one and run away. The East fumbles and 2 plays, 49 yards. Dawson Dunbar scores, and it just looked like the West moved down the field at ease. But since that time, both these defenses have kind of toughened up, and it's become a 3-point ball game.
We've seen a safety, we've seen a field goal, we've seen a double pass, we've seen a reverse pass, and for the East, we've seen running the football. The East has not opened up anything yet. They have not attempted a pass at this point. They even got down here to a third and behind the sticks and still handed the football off and then attempted a field goal that Bronson Long missed from 32 yards. So 14-11 our score right now at halftime here at Bearcat Stadium in Scottsbluff. Chris Catrone with Jeff Kelly. We'll have more coming up right after this 2-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
The Evergreen Credit Card by FNBO. Earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Every day. Everywhere. Never worry about expiring points or category restrictions. Plus, there's no annual fee. Only from the Great Big Small Bank. A bank ever ready for you to earn more, wherever life leads. Evergreen by FNBO.
When you call Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, you will have options. Repair it, rebuild it, or update it. Whether your furnace stops working or your bathtub won't drain, Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating provides the services you need to be comfortable. Weekends, holidays, or late nights, we will be there. With over 30 years of service, our certified technicians and cutting-edge technology can keep your systems running at their peak efficiency. Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, every time we enter your home, we leave it a better place to live.
Doubles every 2 minutes. How long?
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Okay. You're gonna go together?
That's what we means.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone. Stay on the sidewalk. Watch for cars. Don't talk to strangers.
Another virus was blocked? What are you doing?
Are you listening to me? All right? Because when it comes to safety, nobody knows safety better than me. Be careful out there.
Are you doing an online quiz?
Yeah. This one's gonna tell me my IQ, which I've always wanted to know, because it's a mystery.
I'm guessing it's very low because all these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything.
Oh, is that right?
How do you not know that?
How do you know that?
How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am?
Because that's a long time, 11 years, to remember stuff.
All right, well, we're gonna go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic.
East West has been back on the gridiron here for a couple of minutes. West emerging from their locker room down to our left. I would think we'll see a few more minutes put onto that scoreboard to let everybody kind of get themselves fully ready to go for this second half. Halftime clock ticking at, they'll put 3 minutes on. And we'll have the second half for you here in just a few minutes. West getting some wind sprints in. Tyler Garrett, a big half for the West team. And, of course, Jeff gave you the rushing numbers for North Platte quarterback Caleb Tonkinson from the East. Now, it did feel like as the first half and especially that second quarter moved along, the West was starting to find a little traction defending the run game.
Yeah, they definitely were, and not a lot there for the East, but I'm sure they'll stick with what they know, as they have had a lot of success with, all three of those backs in the Maryland I that they've got. But as we said, the big ball carrier has been Caleb Tonkinson. Looks like we've got a West player that will not be completing this game, as Donna Stewart is carrying the jersey and pads, and try to pick up the number here.
We'll keep an eye on that. We'll step away and come back with the second half right after this 2-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
Anyone may need rehabilitation at some point in their lives. Morrill County Community Hospital can help. Double board certified Masumi Wilroy is now here to help patients recover following an injury, illness, or disabling condition. It may include brain injury, stroke, back pain, sports injury, arthritis, or neurological disorders. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
I have a lot of friends that work at Runza. I meet so many new people. I just like talking to people. I like making their day. It puts the biggest smile on my face.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can.
Bundle and save with Allstate. In Gearing, call Allstate agent Michael Engelhop for a quote today at 308-436-2123.
So 1 yard on the gain is all for Scout Gamble from Layton here in the region. He passed for 919 and 15 touchdowns, and he had just 92 yards rushing last year. 12:50 to play, ball left hash. Trips right, single receiver left. Alcorn gives to Dunbar, starts left, cuts right. And Dawson Dunbar from Shadron stops shy of the 20 at around the 21-yard line. He picks up 5. It'll be third down and 4 now for the West squad. Opening drive of this second half. West leading 14-11. Single receiver comes to the right. That's Ryan Bernhardt from Chase County. That bunched trips look to the left. Instead, they give to Dunbar. He'll use some of that blocking by the receivers on that side, and some of that blocking turned into a little bit of holding. As we're going to have a flag now, and they'll mark it off against the West side after a nice scamper there from Dawson Dunbar.
That time the West lined up 3 wide receivers on that left side. They take off. The toss goes to Dunbar, and he just follows those guys, but someone in there must have been holding.
So after the penalties marked off, they'll spot the football left hash at the 30, and it'll be third down and 12 now for the West. 3 receivers to the right, spread out this time, so trips that way. Dunbar in the backfield. Bernhardt, the lone receiver, to the left. Low snap. Alcorn retreats. He's under pressure, and he'll be tackled from behind with the sack. Lane Lenz from Medicine Valley. That'll be a loss of 1. Sets up 4th down and 13 now. Kind of no man's land.
But Alcorn did a good job keeping his feet for the most part on that, getting pressure from the East defense before he was brought down, was able to avoid a couple of tacklers.
Looks like we're gonna get a field goal attempt here, Jeff. Is that right?
Yes,
we are. This will be a 47-yard attempt. This is going to be, I'm not going to say impossible, but with the wind, I'm going to say near impossible. Out of the southeast, coming up towards us at the press box, and that will sail off wide left. And a missed field goal from 47 yards. 10:50 to play here in the third quarter. The East gets the stop. And really the penalties is what did the West in on that drive. They were marching.
2 penalties on that drive. Just trying to look and see if they put the longest field goal attempted, but I don't see it.
Do we see most
the
rushing
longest
yards?
Field goal, 47 yards, so that would have.
So what will the East come out with? A different look here offensively. Double wing backs. They'll run an option look again. Different offensive look. Same result with Tonkinson on the keeper. And he picks up 9 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Double wing formation. Of course, we've seen that on this field years ago with Gary Hartman. Double wing set. Tonkinson fakes the fullback and coming across, and that'll be a tackle for loss, making the stop that time for the West team. In the backfield is Hunter Cook from Sutherland. So a loss of 1. That'll make it 3rd down, or give him a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 2. And it looks like Tonkinson will leave, and Nolan Witovic from Kozad will come in. So Witovic takes over at quarterback. We've seen him for a few snaps, more than a handful so far tonight. They'll stick in that double wing formation. They'll motion the wing back into the backfield. And now Witovic will just kind of push his fullback forward. And we'll have a 1st down carry for Jacob Weatherly from Kozad. Needed 3, got 4. And the East will have it 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line as we come up on 9.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
And we kind of thought this would be a fast-moving game the way that the East wants to run the ball, and it seems like it has gone fast.
14-11, West in front. Double wing set, ball between the hash marks. Witovic, play action. Straight drop. Down the middle, he's got a man. Pass is caught by Cooper Ray. I think he was lined up at wing back left, and then just a seam route split the defenders. Line of scrimmage was the 42, 8 to midfield, another 32, a pickup of 40 on the play as Witovic connects with Cooper Ray from Highline.
First pass attempt for the East, very successful.
Now they'll come out with receivers split to each side, that same double wing look. Back in the backfield is Weatherly. Tonkinson back in. He gives to Weatherly. Weatherly takes it inside the 10. They'll mark him down at the 7-yard line, a gain of 11 for Jacob Weatherly from Kozad. Boy, one big pass completion. What's that do to your mindset as a defender after you've looked at nothing but the running game?
Excuse me, exactly. And you've seen the East and the Maryland 9. Now they come out on this double wing with a whole different set of plays and things you have to worry about.
Tonkinson tries to give the defender the stiff arm. Instead, a tackle for a loss. Hayden Foster of Perkins County. He took it from Tonkinson earlier. This time he just takes him down. And it'll be 2nd and goal now from the 7-yard line. Tackle for a loss there as Tonkinson is, we've seen him drop for losses a little more often here as the game's gone along. The North Platte High product will bring the East. Check that, it's Witovic back into the ball game from Kozan. In motion, Ray. Option, they'll pitch it. Cooper Ray, stutter steps, dives forward, and he's got him a touchdown. Cooper Ray takes it in, they'll say 8 yards here in the third quarter with 7:36 to play. Cooper Ray for the East from Highline. He scores his 2nd touchdown of the night. The first from 11 early in the 2nd quarter. This one from 8 yards. And they'll send on Bronson Long from Gothenburg to attempt this point after touchdown. This would make it a 4-point game. 17-14 right now with the East leading. The snap back, hold is down, Long's kick. And can't convert it. I don't know if that went underneath the crossbar or what, because frankly, from my perspective, it looked good.
It kind of was a little shank. It kind of went off to the left and didn't have a lot of height on it.
So 7:36 to play. We'll come back after a 1-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly with you tonight on the Rural Radio Network. 7:36 to play in the third quarter of our West Nebraska All-Star football game. And the East off a Cooper Ray touchdown run back in front 17-14. On the return, Tyler Garrett bottled up on this one and tackled shy of the 30-yard line. And the West will take over. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the West. Ball near that left hash mark. They'll have it at their own 27. Tyler Garrett back in the offensive huddle. He sat out a couple of those plays after that big catch for a first down on that last drive. And then they eventually committed a couple of penalties and missed a long field goal. Alcorn, the Shadron quarterback, takes the snap. And they fake the double reverse. It's Tyler Garrett, and he'll be tackled after a gain of about 7. So Garrett picks up 7. Or was that a flip forward?
No, I think it was a.
Was it a handoff?
I think it was a handoff, but I think they faked their. They faked the reverse too, and Tyler kept it that time.
So a pickup of 7, 2nd down and 3. We're under 7 minutes to go here in the third. 3 bunched to the left, single receiver to the right. The give will go to Dawson Dunbar, and boy, he got met and then spins off a tackle, a would-be tackle from Freddie Vargas of Lexington, and Dunbar spins his way to near enough to pick up the first down. We're waiting on the signal. Looks like he's going to be a little bit short, so it'll be third down. They eyeball it. Now they're going to bring in the chains. I like Tyler Garrett right now as the MVP, Jeff.
He's doing a good job. Of course, a couple of big catches tonight for Tyler Garrett.
Of course, I guess if the East wins this, and Tonkinson and Ray's scored twice.
Yeah.
So lots to consider as far as the offensive game MVP for tonight. Chain crew walks it in from the far sideline, so they will stretch it out, and we will get a measurement. That's first down. So the West able to move the chains on the third down give to Dawson Dunbar. A good job by Dunbar to elude the first tackler in the backfield and then kind of able to shed another defender and fall forward with just enough to pick up the first down. West has it. 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Alcorn in the gun. Trips right, 2 receivers left, empty backfield. They'll bring Scout Gamble in motion. Fake the handoff. Alcorn in trouble. Justice Alcorn is sacked. Cade Moore from North Platte. The first man there, Moore, is going to record the big loss on the play for the East. Back to around the 31-yard line, a loss of 6.
Moore just pinning his ears back that time as the backfield was empty for Justice Alcorn and no place for him to go.
So second down and long here, backed up behind the sticks. Scoreboard says 2nd and 18. It's probably more like 2nd and 17. Garrett into the slot, left side. Alcorn, straight drop. Now he's going to just heave one deep. That's Bernhardt. And the coverage there. Boy, the official was reaching for his flag, chose not to grab it and toss it. Bernhardt, the intended target. Ryan Kaminsky from North Platte with the man-to-man coverage down this near sideline. It'll be third down and long now for the West.
Right as Bernhardt was about ready to make the catch, Kaminsky came over the top of him and didn't allow him to catch the ball, and I think that's where he wanted the pass interference to come.
So third and about 17. Bernhardt will come back to the right. 3 receivers left. The key man there would be Garrett, the inside receiver of those 3. The snap to Alcorn. They'll fire it across the middle. Is it caught? They say that's a catch, says the far side official at the 40-yard line.
Great job by Bernhardt after not bringing that one in on his last chance. He outfought Kaminsky and was able to haul that one in on a great sliding catch.
29-yard pickup on the completion from Justice Alcorn to Ryan Bernhardt from Chase County. He goes 5'11", 180. And that was, they went right back to him after the incompletion on the deep ball the play prior, and great grab by Bernhardt. Trips right. Garrett lined up as the wide receiver, singled up on the left side. Inside give, it goes to Dawson Dunbar, and Dunbar is tackled by Tyler Thomas from Broken Bow. For Dunbar, a pickup of 5, and it'll be second down and 5. Under 4.5 to play in the third quarter. East leading the West 17-14. It's been the passing game tonight, Jeff, for the West, and of course the ground and pound here for the East squad. Nice contrast in styles. Kaminsky going to man up with Bush, it looks like. The Ogallala receiver. Scout Gamble in the slot to the right. They'll give it to Dunbar. He'll run straight ahead, and he'll have enough for the first down, falling inside the 30 to around the 29, a gain of 6 for Dawson Dunbar from Chadron here and the West on the move.
And really a nice mix on the offensive side for the East. A nice job of running the ball, and then we've seen Justice Alcorn kind of get on the same page with some of his receivers.
3 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Garrett's had a big night. The big catch moments ago from Bernhardt. And Dunbar's been the main man in the backfield. Alcorn has gone the distance at quarterback. He'll give it to his high school teammate Dunbar, and after he slips and falls, he pounds the turf with his right hand in frustration. Dawson Dunbar slips, and he picks up one. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 3 minutes and 20. It feels nice out here now, doesn't it, Jeff?
Dropped to a cool 82 degrees.
Wind blowing. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the West. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Clock continuing to run here in this third quarter. West on the move. Shy of the red zone. The give to Dunbar. He bounces it outside, and he'll have another first down carry. He'll take it to around the 18. That'll be a pickup of 8. Kind of spun right into a tackler as that play ended.
Got a nice block that time from his teammate Ryan Bickle out of Shadron from his right guard position.
One of the Shadron parents at the banquet last night said we averaged about 265 along that offensive line last year at Shadron. 2:35 to go here in the third. Alcorn in the gun. He'll throw it out. He's got Scout Gamble on the catch. Gamble's going to be dropped at the 11, a gain of 7. Cyrus Wells of Broken Bow. There defensively also Nolan Watovic combining on the tackle for the East team. Clock now at 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play here. Under 2:10 now as it continues to run in the third quarter. Good one tonight. Tight 17-14, East leading, but it's the West trying to retake the lead here on this drive. Alcorn's got Garrett, the solo receiver, out to the left. Man coverage over there. Let's see if he looks that direction. Instead, Dunbar, and he slipped again, falling forward inside the 10 to the 8, a gain of, well, it's going to be close. Needed 3. We'll see. Down marker would indicate a little bit short, so a pickup of 2 for Dunbar.
That puts Dunbar at 100 yards even for the game.
So Dunbar's at 100. Tonkinson well above for the East squad. Garrett's packed on the yardage in a multitude of ways here tonight. He's the receiver off to the left. Alcorn takes the snap, the give. Dunbar is hit, and he'll be tackled for a loss. Back to maybe around the 10-yard line. Kiefer Anderson from Broken Bow had a safety earlier tonight. And it wasn't just Anderson. They had 2 or 3 guys with penetration into the backfield. And that'll make it 4th and 2.
Lenz was in there also from Medicine Valley for the East.
You like the play action game here, Jeff?
Yeah.
We're on 4th and 2. What do you think?
I think so.
Dunbar to the right of Alcorn. The Shadron High teammates conversing before this ball is snapped. Tight end left, 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Now a man in motion. I think we've got a timeout taken by Brent Bauer of Ogallala for the West. 31 seconds to go here in the third quarter. How about we stay right here? 4th down and 2 coming up. Dunbar from Shadron scored 4 minutes into the ball game. Garrett ran in the 2-point conversion, 8-0 West. Bronson Long for the East, a 22-yard field goal with 7:33 to play in the first quarter, made it 8-3 West as the East got on the board. They'd tack 2 on the Kiefer Anderson safety early in the second quarter, get the ball back, and they score in just over a minute as Cooper Ray ran it in from 11. 2-point conversion failed, 11-8 East. 3 scores in a row, covering 11 points, and they were up by 3. Then Tyler Garrett on the double pass, the Gehring wide receiver, connecting with Potter Dick's receiver, Thomas Muldoon, from 23 yards. 14-11 after a missed 2-point conversion. And then with 7:36 to go here in the second half, in the third quarter here, Cooper Ray notches his second TD of the night for the Highline back, an 8-yard carry. PAT was missed, and we're at 17-14 East. 1 yard loss moments ago on the give to Dunbar. It is 4th down and 2. Garrett, man coverage with Kaminsky, out to the right. They will throw it. It is incomplete. They wanted Schwartz. We get multiple flags, and pass interference will be the call. It's going to be called against Nolan Witovic, I do believe, or maybe Cyrus Wells.
It looked like Witovic, number 15, that was collided with the receiver, and I think that's who they're talking to.
Yeah. So the haymaker delta blow as the flag is thrown for pass interference. And with 27 seconds to play here in the third quarter, the West sitting pretty with it. 1st and goal at the 9. They will drop the markers across the way. 1st and goal situation. The give to Dunbar. He is hit. Stays churning those legs, and he's going to take it to the 2-yard line for a pickup of 3. And we'll see if that's the final play here of the third quarter as the clock now dips under 10 seconds. Looks like that will do it. So the third quarter comes to a close. The only points in the quarter go to the East on a Cooper Ray touchdown, but the West will be in mighty fine position to begin the fourth quarter when we come back after a 1-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
This is John. He's not an actor or a director. Can you tell? He calls himself a steward of the land. And by the looks of the way he nurtures his little corner of the earth, it's safe to say he's the real deal. John runs with us on a John Deere 3 Series tractor because you can never underestimate the value of a little tractor time. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly back with you here on what now has turned into a lovely feeling Saturday night here in western Nebraska. We're in Scottsbluff at Bearcat Stadium for the West Nebraska All-Star Football Contest. East leading the West 17-14, but it's the West knocking on the door as they've got it 2nd down and goal from the East 2-yard line. They'll line up with 2 receivers to the short side to the right. Schwartz, kind of a tight end, backed off the line of scrimmage on the left. Dunbar to the left of Alcorn, the Shadron duo in the backfield. They will give it to Tyler Garrett. That play was read beautifully. And coming in to make the tackle, I believe that was Nathan Engel from Cozad. And that'll be a loss. They will mark the football back at the 10-yard line, an 8-yard loss on the handoff to Tyler Garrett from Gehring. So now 3rd and goal. And the West will be looking to the passing game here. Thought they had a fourth down stop on an incompletion, but they were flagged for pass interference. Trips left, receiver to the right. It's over the middle, and that ball hit the official. Wanted Tyler Garrett. It was about a yard deep into the end zone. Alcorn's pass was into traffic. I believe it clipped the official. It'll be 4th down and goal from the 10. So we'll get a field goal attempt here to tie the football game with Nolan Height coming in. Tristan Height, excuse me. 5'9", 170 from Perkins County. Tristan Height with a 27-yard field goal attempt for the West squad. Between the hashes, pretty much straight away, and I believe that might tie it up. It does. So Height with 14-16 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tristan Height puts the West back even with the East. We're tied at 17 back after this 1-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
Western CPAP Supply has earned an impeccable professional reputation within the Wyoming and Western Nebraska region. Helping you get a good night's sleep is our passion. Our amazing team understands sleep disorders from a personal and professional level. We use CPAPs and BiPAPs too, and sometimes it just helps to work with people who share common ground. Our accredited CPAP supply company is approved by Medicare and Medicaid and is in network with every major insurance company in the region. Western CPAP Supply. We're here to help.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly, glad you're listening tonight on the Rural Radio Network. TV and radio coverage earlier for volleyball, football here tonight. Early stages of the fourth quarter, 14-16 to play. A Tristan Height 27-yard field goal for the West moments ago ties this game up at 17, and Height now has it teed up to 35, and he will send it back to the east side. Trey Hickman will return it from around the 10. Hickman runs middle, and he's tackled by Derringer from Gordon Rushville. And it'll be East football from their own 30. We saw Strictly stack Merrill and I, Jeff, in the first half, and we've seen double wing here in the second half from the East.
And it seems like they've had success with both formations and both quarterbacks at the controls.
And we've seen a little bit more of Watovic here in that third quarter. They're going to come back with Tonkinson from North Platte to begin this drive. And they're going to go back to that stacked Maryland I. 3 straight backs lined up behind Tonkinson. Little cross-buck action. The give to Cooper Ray. Ray to the second level. Jackson Ostick of Scottsbluff holding on for dear life. That'll be a pickup of 25 for Highlines Cooper Ray for the East. And he takes it out across midfield. Ostick from Scottsbluff, the tackle. And the East now in West Territory, 1st and 10 at their 45-yard line. Ball inside the left hash. They will come to the line of scrimmage now, mixing it up as they go to the double wing. It's Ray. It's Tonkinson. No, it's the first back through, Weatherly. And Jacob Weatherly from Cozad picks up 5 yards on first down. Well, that's tough. One half of action, then in one offense, then a quarter of another, and now to start the fourth, they've used both formations here on the first 2 plays.
And this time they're going to line up Cade Moore as a wide receiver, number 75.
Hunter Stewart motioned into the backfield from his wingback spot, but they give it to Cooper Slingsby. As Slingsby picks up 5 to move the chains. Give him 6. And with 13:05 to go here in the ball game, clock continuing to run. It's the East pounding the rock once again. They've thrown 1 pass, completed it for a big gainer that last drive. They scored on that drive. And now the give to Ray. Ray starting to pile up some numbers. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. And that'll be a gain of 7 for Cooper Ray. What's he at tonight?
10 carries, 78 yards for Ray. Some balance. Weatherly with 7 carries here tonight. Slingsby, according to mine, with 5 carries. Of course, 19 carries for Tonkinson.
I'd imagine his 20th is coming right here. They've been hammering the running backs. It's time to spring the quarterback. Nope. They'll give it to the first back through, Slingsby, pounding the interior of that defensive line. Slow to get up off the turf after the carry for Slingsby. He got 4 to move the chains. Line of scrimmage is the 23-yard line. We're under 12 to play in the ball game. East on the move, hammering the football in the run game. They've been doing it all night long. 11:39, clock running. Watovic gives it straight ahead. That is Weatherly. The Cozad back, Jacob Weatherly, 5'9", 175, ran for 320 during the year. Line of scrimmage was the 23. He picks up 14. It'll be first and goal from the 9-yard line. No, check that, first and goal from the 8. Hunter Stewart comes into the game from Lexington. Weatherly will line up behind Tonkinson, double wing, Stewart to the right. Ray, it's Tonkinson. He did good to avoid a tackle for loss, able to kind of use the momentum of a would-be tackler to spin back towards the middle and pick up 2 to the 6-yard line. Second and goal now from the 6. We'll get some beef coming in along the defensive line right now as Ryan Bickle, 6'1", 260. I like the specific, 6'1", 269 for Bickle.
And, of course, now since the East is inside the 10, the West defense can blitz and slant and do those types of things, and we saw that on that last tackle by the West.
Watovic now at quarterback, and we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken by the East with 10:23 to play here in regulation. Jeff, this has been a good one here tonight.
It really has been. I mean, each team has answered back when the other team has scored, and this is what you want to see. You don't want to see a runaway like it was last year, 35-6, 17-17 right now with about 10 minutes left in the game. And I'm sure the East, they're going to take their sweet time. I mean, if it takes them 6 plays from the 5-yard line to pound it, to get it in, that's what they're going to do and run even more time off the clock. Of course, the West offense, they can strike quick with the receivers that they have and with Justice Alcorn at quarterback.
And we've seen a nice contrast in styles. The West has not shied away from, throwing the ball in spots or in stretches here tonight, and we've seen 1 pass attempted is all by the East team. Only, I believe, 2 called pass plays on the night. Watovic in the first half decided to tuck it and run. Now, when that timeout was called, Watovic was at quarterback. We'll see if the East comes out with Nolan Watovic from Cozad here at quarterback. 10:23 to play in the ball game. Second and goal from the 6. It is Watovic. Wing right. Watovic pumps it, fires it. Cade Moore has a touchdown catch.
When I saw they split Cade Moore out to the left at 6'4", 245, I wondered if they were using him as a decoy or if they're going to throw the ball to him. And that time they throw the ball to him, and he catches it for the touchdown, and we've got an injured West player down. And it's Logan Derringer from Gordon Rushville, a little bit slow to get up.
So currently 23-16 with a PAT or a 2-point play pending. And imagine we've seen 2 field goals attempted from Bronson Long tonight, so I'm sure they'll be lining up for a PAT here to make it a 7-point ball game if they can convert it.
That kind of blew my theory out of the water about taking their time to score as they come out and fire the pass to the North Platte product, Cade Moore.
So their passes have definitely been productive tonight. The 2 completions,
Definitely.
1 for a touchdown, and what was the length on that other completion?
40 yards.
40 yards, so 2 for 2 in the passing game. Watovic's completed both, I think.
Yes.
And Long on And the extra point makes it a 7-point lead for the East with 10:17 to play. We're back after a 1-minute timeout on our Rural Radio Network.
Doubles every 2 minutes. How long?
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Okay. You gonna go together?
That's what we means.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone. Stay on the sidewalk. Watch for cars. Don't talk to strangers.
Another virus was blocked? What are you doing?
Are you listening to me? All right? Because when it comes to safety, nobody knows safety better than me. Be careful out there.
Are you doing an online quiz?
Yeah. This one's going to tell me my IQ, which I've always wanted to know, because it's a mystery.
I'm guessing it's very low because all these quizzes are forwards to get your passwords for everything.
Oh, is that right?
How do you not know that?
How do you know that?
How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am?
Because that's a long time, 11 years, to remember stuff.
All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic.
Well, I find the East kicking off here with Bronson Long teeing it up. I'm kicking away from Tyler Garrett.
Exactly.
And they do exactly that. It comes down to Leighton Scout Gamble at around the 8-yard line. He'll run near side, trying to find a corner to turn, and he'll be nudged down to bounds there by Garrett Porter of Anselmo Myrna after a return of around 22 yards out to the 30. We've got a flag down on the far side, so we'll check that. 10-10 to play after the touchdown in PAT. It's the East in front, 24-17 here in the fourth quarter.
See what this penalty's about. Got holding on the West. And on that kickoff return, Jackson Ostick a little bit upset with himself. He had a man in front of him to block that maybe could have picked up some extra yards for Scout Gamble as he was coming up the near sideline.
So after the penalties marked off, it'll be 1st and 10. West football at their own 20 left hash. 2 in the backfield. Andon Pittman kind of a blocking fullback inserted. The give goes to Dawson Dunbar. So that was a successful offensive change up there with Pittman leading the way, a Morrill Lion. Signed a couple of weeks ago. He's going down to the state of Kansas to an NAIA school, Bethany College. So Dunbar picked up 18 on that carry. So that gets him out of the doom and gloom of that penalty on the kick return. They'll go right back to Dawson Dunbar. Edge was sealed. He turned the corner on the right side. He'll be tackled shy of the mark needed for a first down, but out across the 45-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him at the 47. And that'll be a gain of about 9 yards for Dawson Dunbar, who's over 100 on the night.
127 yards tonight for Dawson Dunbar.
So Dunbar having himself an evening. He scored the first touchdown of the night. Cooper Rays ran for 2. Tyler Garrett's thrown 1 and had a 2-point conversion. 2nd and 1. Snap. They want to go for a bundle here, and now it's just lofted. Smart play by Justice Alcorn to get rid of the football, leave it incomplete inbounds down near the 40 across midfield. He had heat coming from all different directions, and I think they thought 2nd and 1, let's take a shot here.
And the West offensive line doing everything they could, but Kiefer Anderson getting through there to get the pressure on Justice Alcorn and bring up a 3rd down.
Bush from Ogallala, wide right. Bernhardt from Chase County out here to the left, man dump. And it's Alcorn giving to Dunbar. Dawson Dunbar bulldozes his way across the 50-yard line. He'll be tackled at the East 48 for a gain of 8, and that'll move the chains. They'll send in. So Pittman comes sprinting off as that blocking fullback out of the shotgun. And they've got an extra receiver now back on the field. Tyler Garrett in the slot to the left. Boy, he's got a lot of cushion if they just run that out route again. Instead, they hand it off. Gain of 2. Two more for Dawson Dunbar. It'll be 2nd down and 8. We're under 9 minutes to play. Key drive here for the West All-Stars, trailing the East 24-17. Alcorn's gone the distance at the QB spot. Dunbar has been the main man in the backfield all night long. Garrett's been the top target in many different aspects. They will throw a little bubble screen out to Garrett. And he's tackled at the 45-yard line. On the stop there was Austin Harvey from Broken Bow. These Broken Bow kids, we've been calling a lot of their names all night long here. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 now for the West. 4-down territory here, I would think, with it being an all-star game. We're under 8.5 to go and down by 7. Short side has the trips formation. Wide side, a single receiver. They'll give it to Dunbar. Eludes one tackler, lowers his shoulder. Cyrus Wells makes the tackle down around the ankles. And Dunbar is going to be about a half-yard shy, I believe. The initial mark from the far side official. This might... Nope, no measurement here. It'll be 4th down and short. Can these find a push up front? I'd imagine it's Dunbar coming at him here. Or not. No back formation. Trips right, 2 receivers left. Alcorn for the first time tonight under center. I don't think he got it.
No, I don't think he did either.
I don't think he got it. Interesting, they go to something brand new they haven't done all night long. He took the snap, stood up immediately, kind of tried to slide off to his left, and it just got bunched up quickly.
And I wondered if what the West was doing was maybe trying to get the East to jump, and they saw Justice Alcorn go under center. That's the first time that he's done that tonight, and wondered if they were maybe looking to get the East to jump and get the free play.
Now, we didn't get a measurement on the play before this one, and I think it was even closer than this might be. I've been wrong before.
We'll get the binoculars on it and see what it is, and it will be a turnover on downs. About a half yard, if that, short.
So the East comes up with a big stop. West got a little too cute there, didn't they?
And you wonder, these quarterbacks that almost exclusively go out of the shotgun, you put them under center, and they're probably worried about, okay, I got to take the snap from under the center. So you're thinking about that. You want to make sure you get the ball before you move, and I think that may have been what the situation was there. Maybe, like I say, maybe they were trying to pull the East off sides and get the free 5 yards.
And now comes this rushing attack from the East. They've attempted just 2 passes on the night, and they're going to go back to the stacked Maryland eye here with Caleb Tonkinson. He will give it straight ahead to Jacob Weatherly from Kozan, the haymaker. Delivering one on a 6-yard romp up the middle. They'll ride those 6-yard carries straight to the winner's circle here tonight. Under 7.5 to play.
And I'm sure we'll see exclusively on the ground here by the East to run out this final 7 minutes. But I'm sure just as I say that, we'll see him throw another one to Cade Moore.
It's Witovic. Straight ahead give to Slingsby. Slingsby has got the first down and then some across midfield to the 46. A gain of 9 on the play, and we've got an injured West player want to say Derringer.
It is. And he came off just a little bit earlier.
Logan Derringer from Gordon Rushville.
I think we were talking about him with the neck roll earlier in the game, and that's kind of what they're looking at. They're taking his helmet out, but they've been going to the back of his neck.
He's on his knees. Now he's able to lift his head up. You wonder if it's with a left shoulder even?
Yeah,
they're trying to brace that arm and keep it tight to his body, it looks like, right?
Yep. That's exactly what they're doing.
Or a wrist or an arm.
He's coming off holding that left wrist.
I have seen a nasty wrist injury on this field before. Omaha Roncalli's Jack Dotzler.
Great athlete. Where did he end up going to school?
Oh, you put me on the spot. Morningside.
Yeah. Okay. But how neat was it after that happened? There were Scottsbluff players up at the hospital with him in his room. And
Garrett Nelson, Jacob Delzer, Josiah. So Derringer going to get checked out on the near sideline. 7:06 to go in the game. Right back to that stacked Maryland eye. Straight ahead give on 1st and 10. On the carry for the West team, it's Weatherly once again. And they have really spread that. You were touching on it earlier, the ability to just kind of spread the love here as far as the offensive backfield and the carry distribution tonight. It's been great contrast in styles with these two teams offensively.
You take Tonkinson out of it, and it's been pretty evenly distributed between Ray, Weatherly, and Slingsby.
They'll go to a little crossbuck action. The handoff this time goes to Trey Hickman getting into the mix as Witovic gave it to him, and Hickman from Sandhills Thedford pounds a rock for a first down run. Line of scrimmage was the 41, give him 10, and it is the East team right now in the catbird seat, Jeff. 24-17 with the ball and picking up 5, 6, 10 yards a pop here on the ground. And now just a whole fresh set of guys. I don't know, I guess those guys went to the sideline to.
Well, when you talk about this offense, we talked earlier, it's not made an offense to come back if you're down, but this is the kind of offense you want if you've got a lead and you want to sit on that lead and come away with the win. And here's a different formation.
Wishbone. They will pitch it. Running left. Corner turns. And tackled by Tyrone Shanks. It looks like the ball carrier was Bryce Schmidt from Anselmo Myrna. His first carry of the night. Line of scrimmage was the 30. They'll mark him down at the 13, so a pickup of 17. We've seen the stacked Maryland eye. We've seen the double wing, and now just a good old-fashioned Oklahoma wishbone right there. 5 minutes, 45 seconds to play here in the ball game as the East squad trying to punch one in here and put it out of reach, you would expect. It's Witovic riding that mesh handoff spot. Witovic just grinding on his feet, and he's into the end zone. A 14-yard touchdown run here in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Nolan Witovic on the touchdown run. He's been involved in the last two scores for the East through the 6-yard pass to Cade Moore. And now he runs one in from 13. And long on from Gothenburg to attempt the PAT. He boots it through, and with 5:38 to play here in the game, the East now appears to be in control, leading 31-17. We're back after a 1-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge. What is Hydrozen? It's total body relaxation. It's total body recharge. It's floating weightless on water. Floating your aches, pains, stresses, and worries away. Hydrozen is a revolutionary new therapy using Epsom salt saturated water as a way to relax and rejuvenate your body. And it's now available in Scottsbluff. It is for most ages and has many benefits to the mind and body. Visit hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT.
Witovic, the 13-yard touchdown run for the East. He's from Kozad, the PAT from Gothenburg's Bronson Long, and the East has scored 14 unanswered here in the fourth quarter. This one comes at the 5:38 mark, and they lead it by 14 points as Long boots it away. This will come down to Scout Gamble from Layton, who bobbles it. Now he'll throw it back here to Tyler Garrett. Good job of keeping outside contained there by the East Garrett Porter. And they string it out, and they hold the West inside their own 25-yard line. Porter made the play, keeping that outside shoulder free. And now we know the West will be in.
They're going to be in hurry-up mode right here.
Fire away mode here with Justice Alcorn at the helm. 5:27 to go in our ball game. Well, never mind. Scout Gamble's going to get a look here. Two receivers to the right. Single receiver left. Gamble gives it to Tyrone Shanks. Shanks, the Scottsbluff Bearcat, upended. Making the tackle was Nolan Witovic after a 6-yard pickup for Tyrone Shanks. During the season this year for Scottsbluff, 5 carries, 39 yards, and an infamous touchdown over at Gehring. 31-17. Under 5 minutes to play here in the ball game. A bunch trip formation. Shanks gets the carry, trying to turn the corner. Tyrone running hard, and Tyrone Shanks will not shy away from contact as Witovic lost his helmet making the tackle after a 15-yard carry for Tyrone Shanks.
Very close to that west sideline. About took out Mark Ryan down there.
Head on a swivel, Mark.
Yeah. Didn't seem to be fazed by it at all.
Dude's got 2 cameras with him tonight. They give to Shanks. Does anyone spend more time at a ball game, a gym, a field than Mark Ryan?
Not that I know.
A 2-yard carry. 4 minutes, and he'd hate the fact we're talking about him right now. I wish he had an earpiece in. Maybe John Clanton's telling him. Scout Gamble going to fire deep. Got a wide open target and a big pass reception. 43-yard throw from Scout Gamble of Layton, and he connects with Cameron Bush from Ogallala. Huge pass play for the West. Not out of this thing yet. The big chunk play there with 4:06 to play here in the ball game, and the West in business.
Second big catch of the night for Cameron Bush.
So Gamble, he's got Shanks to his right. You know Tyrone would love to get in the end zone here at Bearcat Stadium. They'll give it to him. Nice hesitation. Kind of stopped. A couple of defenders kind of moved past him, and he was able to put that plant foot in the ground, get forward for a couple. Well, maybe one is all he was able to pick up. Clock at 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. I think Brent Bauer wants Tyrone Shanks to score a touchdown. Shanks to the left of Gamble, who's in the gun. Scout Gamble will give it to Shanks. Shanks will sprint to the right. They string it out. Good job defensively by the East. See if we can get a number on that defensive back there. I'm struggling to see that far away here.
I think it was Kaminsky that was out there.
Yeah, he forced it wide.
But Tyler Garrett, the only man out there with Shanks trying to block two guys.
That trips set bunch to the left. That's the wide side. Tyrone Shanks in the backfield with Gamble, the quarterback. And Tyler Garrett wide open, just kind of running free. And Tyler Garrett has thrown a touchdown. He's caught a touchdown. He's run in a 2-point conversion. And what could be a loss here tonight for the West.
It's still a ball game.
It's still a ball game, but Tyler Garrett making a case for the MVP honor here. What was the length on that throw, Jeff?
I had 8 yards.
Okay. 247 as Gamble hits Garrett.
PAT good.
So the PAT from Tristan Height from Perkins County makes it a 7-point game as the West trails now 31-24. We'll keep it right here. Rural Radio Network coverage, KNEB.TV, Allo Channel 15, and Mobius 1500 here on the western end of the state. Anywhere for anyone at the Scottsbluff High School Strive Channel tonight. Our local radio broadcast, 106.9 The Trail. And back in the central portion of the state, and everywhere it reaches, 880, which is a lot, 880 KRVN, home base for the Rural Radio Network. Glad to have those listeners tuned in this evening. 31-24. We've got 2:47 to go in the ball game. We've had 4 scoring plays here in the fourth quarter. A Tristan Height field goal for the West. Witovic to Cade Moore, 6-yard touchdown pass for the East. Witovic, a 13-yard touchdown run. That put the East up by 2 touchdowns, 31-17. And then a scoring drive of a little over 2 minutes for the West moments ago, culminating with a Gamble to Tyler Garrett, 8-yard touchdown pass.
So what is the play here? Do you try an onside kick? If the East recovers, they'll have good field position, or do you kick it deep?
I mean, I think it's an onside kick because it doesn't matter where the East gets the football to me right now. I mean, I think
you've got to try and get the ball back.
Now, one thing I don't know is if an onside kick is allowed in this game.
Good point.
Probably should have checked on that.
And it is.
It is allowed. And Hunter Stewart of Lexington, I don't know if it was the hands team or not, but he showed good hands. Curled up on that one. As it got to his body, Hunter Stewart of Lexington able to recover that onside kick for the East. And they'll have it in West territory at the 49-yard line with 2 minutes and 47 seconds to play here in this fourth quarter. Just a little bit past 9:30 Mountain Time, so we appreciate you staying up if you're back in the Central Time Zone. East will come to the line of scrimmage with Caleb Tonkinson. The North Platte signal caller has the Maryland Eye stacked behind him. Inside give, and the West will be ripping at the football right now. That time, that was Shadron's Ryan Bickle trying to tear it away from Jacob Weatherly. The Kozan product picks up 6 to make it 2nd down and 4. East comes to the line of scrimmage. Witovic now at quarterback on this play. Same formation, double tights. And the stacked Maryland Eye, Witovic. First back through. believe that might have been Slingsby. Let's see as he gets up. Yeah, Cooper Slingsby from Ansley Litchfield. 5'11", 185, moves the chains on that power back carry straight ahead inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Maybe the mark it at the 39, so 1st and 10. Clock at a minute and 50 seconds. Well, these MVP honors going to be interesting tonight, aren't they?
It's going to be a
we got
tight race.
Probably 3 or 4 in the mix. I think it's going to be Tyler Garrett, even in a loss, if that's what. Oh, boy, broken play. Tonkinson.
Oh, he got the ball.
Boy, if the West recovered, we'd be, yeah, they're saying East. Boy, we almost had a major game-changing play, and it started with a busted play. So it'll be 3rd down. Clock will continue to run. Check that 2nd down. So it winds up a 4-yard gainer. And Witovic, the quarterback. Nolan Witovic from Cozad surveys the landscape in front of him. He's tucked under center. And he will push Slingsby forward to the 30. That'll be a gain of 5 and set up 3rd down and 1 as we go under 1 minute to go here tonight. The West will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. All right, Jeff, who are our candidates here for this offensive MVP? Tyler Garrett, I've talked about for Gary. He's thrown a touchdown. He's caught one. He's ran in a 2-point conversion, had a long kick return, and he also had what was the length of that reception, that long pass?
Let me look real quick. 49 yards.
So he's got a great resume here tonight. Yep. That said, the East is winning this football game. Cooper Ray, under 100 yards rushing, but a couple of touchdowns. And I think the other candidate's got to be Tonkinson. He hasn't scored, but he had that monster first half of rushing.
And it's all been on the ground from him. But you look at maybe, Witovic, he's come in, had him going out of the double wing formation. He's completed a couple passes.
One for a touchdown.
And
he's run for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he's coming off the bench.
So going to be an interesting call. And what I don't know is if anyone making that decision's actually listening or paying attention to anything stats-wise.
Well, we did so well at the volleyball game.
Straight ahead handoff to Jacob Weatherly.
Oh, ball came loose, but
I think they're saying he's down.
Yep.
So on 3rd and 1 from the where'd they have that line of scrimmage? The 36. So a pickup of 8. Check that 7. So that'll move the chains, and that should salt it away. We'll get victory formation right now with Witovic under center. East, boy, they nearly coughed it up a couple of different times, and I think that's going to be the final snap of the night. Good sportsmanship being shown by both these rosters. The 22 out on the game field right now, just one big glob. Dapping it up, high fives, bear hugging around. Appreciate the sportsmanship after a nice week of West Nebraska All-Star football activities, culminating in a 31-24 win for the East. We will get to our post-game show right after this 2-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and, in fact, a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance, and in retrospect, a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
I have a lot of friends that work at Runza. I meet so many new people. I just like talking to people. I like making their day. It puts the biggest smile on my face.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
It looks like our sportsmanship awards for the night here for the football game will go to Scottsbluff's Jackson Ostick, and I believe that's Kozad's Nolan Watovic. As the East wins it here tonight over the West by the final score of 31-24. Really just an outstanding, entertaining, contrasting styles, a lot of different guys doing a lot of different. This was a fun one here tonight, Jeff.
It was a great West Nebraska All-Star game. We saw the teams go back and forth. We saw the West jump out to an early lead. The East answers right back. And as we go into the fourth quarter, the game is tied at 17. And the East scores a couple touchdowns, and the West scores to make it a 7-point advantage.
Looks like Cooper Ray is going to pick up offensive MVP honors tonight from Highline. And Kiefer Anderson from Broken Bow announced as the way it was phrased, I wonder if, so that's going to be your offensive and defensive MVPs for tonight. Cooper Ray from Highline, Kiefer Anderson, who had a sack and was, well, we mentioned his name quite a lot here tonight, as Anderson comes up with your defensive MVP honors for this evening, playing on the East team. So Broken Bow and Highline come up with the MVP honors. We'll tally up some numbers and come back and run down our post-game statistics for you when we come back after this 1-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.
My name is Angela and I'm with Langer Industrial Services. There's a huge technology part in metal, just with all the programs we use, running the scale and paying people all the software. He does 24/7 ransomware monitoring, making sure the programs run smoothly, making sure everything's running properly. So it's nice to have Jeremy there to call when things go wrong. He's always there right away. He's, within 30 minutes he shows up.
ERH Technology Solutions, we make technology work for you.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly, back with you guys tonight here on the Rural Radio Network. as the East wins it by the final of 31-24. Cooper Ray of Highline, the offensive MVP from the East, and the defensive MVP from Broken Bow, Kiefer Anderson. And I'm going to mention Tyler Garrett, outstanding game from Gehring. Passing touchdown, receiving touchdown, and a 2-point conversion run for the Gehring High Bulldog. But it's the East a winner tonight, 31-24. Jeff, I'll let you take it away with some post-game numbers.
All right, let's get first to the West numbers. And for passing, unofficially, Justice Alcorn was 8 out of 10 for 121 yards. On the rushing side, Justice Alcorn 6 carries for 12 yards. Carrying the load tonight for the West was his teammate Dawson Dunbar. 25 totes for Dawson Dunbar today, 143 yards. Tyler Garrett on the rushing side, 3 carries for 2 yards tonight. Tyrone Shanks 5 carries for 26 yards. That came late in the game. On the receiving side, Cameron Bush 2 catches for 78 yards. As you said, Tyler Garrett, he had 4 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown. Bernhardt 1 catch for 29 yards. Trevor Schwartz 2 receptions, I should say, tonight for 15 yards. Muldoon 1 catch for 22 yards. And Scout Gamble had 1 catch for 7 yards on the receiving side. And for Gamble, through the air, he had 2 passes for 51 yards. For the East, on the passing side, nothing from Caleb Talkinson here tonight, but on the ground, Caleb Talkinson, 20 carries, 176 yards for Caleb Talkinson, went over the 100-yard mark in the first half of the game. Ray, who got MVP honors here tonight, 7 carries for 78 yards. Schmidt, 1 carry for 7 yards. Stewart for the East, 2 carries for 3 yards. Hickman, his only carry tonight, netting 10 yards. Weatherly, good night for him, 12 carries, 75 yards. Slingsby, 7 carries for 32 yards. Witovic on the ground, 3 carries for 22 yards for the East. On the receiving side, the only 2 receptions. One was by Cade Moore, the big tight end. He hauled one in from 6 yards out for a touchdown. And then Ray with 1 reception for 40 yards. And for Witovic tonight, he had 2 completions for 46 yards for the East.
Well, I went over on what would have been my votes today on MVPs. Oh, I guess we got half of the East, right?
Yeah, half of the East.
At volleyball, as the Scott twin sisters picked up that award for the East today. I've got those numbers in front of me. You've got Kaya Scott and Kaylin Scott from Broken Bow. Broken Bow had they had big efforts today in our all-star activities here, both volleyball and football tonight. Broken Bow showed out. Kaylin and Kaya Scott split the MVP for the East. The West MVP in volleyball was Shadron's J.C. Garrett, as the West won at 3-2. They swept the first 3 sets to earn the win. Jeff and I will come back, wrap things up tonight from Bearcat Stadium right after this 2-minute timeout on the Rural Radio Network.